Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. You can find me on the information superhighway under Chance 47, pretty much everywhere. And I'm excited for what's going to be a really easy, calm, and peaceful night.
Absolutely, yeah. Just super chill. Nothing too crazy at all. Yeah. So, and then going over to Ryan Omega.
Hi, I'm Ryan Omega, he, him. You can find me on Twitter or X or whatever you call it under Ryan OMGA. I am a host for Geek Public and a corporate team builder, and I'm also a project manager for Hunters Entertainment.
Perfect. And then going over to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm the underscore load Zelda on all corners of the internet. I stream on Twitch sometimes. I also make dice over at Long Dog Dice. So those are all the places you can find me. And I play Liz, and she's totally calm and fully in control of her emotions.
That's right. Yep. And as you can probably see by the symbols that are on the sort of overlay, we have Vera as a Malkavian. We have Blue as a part of the Ministry. Liz is a Bruja, and then DJ Lincoln Zelda is a Ventru. So that super chill, cool group. This was like really awesome, and yeah. So the story thus far is that this group, this coterie, had unfortunately been asked to watch over the Princess Cat one evening, and things went awry. The cat went missing, went around the territory. Tons of vampires had to go out in search of this singular cat. They found it. It was safe and sound. Everything was cool. Unfortunately, this coterie had to make up for it, and that's been 6 months of hard work. And they've done all sorts of jobs, from escorting to scouting to border patrol, all this sort of stuff. And they're finally on their last gig, where they had to do was deliver a package. Nothing could go wrong here, until when they actually delivered their package to a vampire named Melissa Hart, who was known throughout the territory to be a very dramatic, very eccentric Toreador. Made a lot of enemies, not so much unlike other Toreador, but a lot of enemies were made, and sure enough, they had passed out, woken up, and were covered in vitae, in sort of blood. They had no idea what had happened to them. None of them could recall, only that hours had passed, and the sheriff of the territory had been calling them to ask them to answer their messages, get in contact with her, because there was a lot of allegations going on. There's a lot of unknown factors happening, and they need to address it. But smart enough, is this group that they realize that going to answer the sheriff's call, going to meet the court of Phoenix, and seeing themselves covered in like blood and like whatever else is on them, uh, will probably mean the final death, being staked and burned into the sun and all that kind of stuff. So they when they get a message being able to inform them that, like, hey, you are innocent, we I can find what's going on. You have to meet me, but you have to go now. Like, don't answer the sheriff, don't do anything, just meet me. And they took that gamble. They rode hard and fast, avoiding the cops, avoiding people that were pursuing them, and ended up getting over to this woman named Diana, which they had met previously, who also had beef sort of with this Miss Hart that you guys had met, and we're going to deliver the package to, who apparently you guys are covered in their blood and all that. So she had explained that you guys are innocent. She doesn't know how exactly, but she can try to figure it out. But she needs you guys to follow her immediately over to her contacts, place. But they got ambushed by hounds of the prince, and thankfully they were able to fight it in themselves with the power of words, Medusa's gaze, sheer brutal violence, and like guns, to be able to fight their way out of that situation, and then head over to the safest place that we all know and love, a Whataburger parking lot. And that is where you guys are now, where you have fallen Diana there, as she has parked her car, and she has gotten out, and she has immediately headed into this sort of facility. So we're going to start this scene off by you guys actually being here in this sort of parking lot. You could see from the car, the mystery machine, by the way, is the vehicle that you're sort of in, with the dented sort of like steering wheel, and all that. As you finally get a chance to breathe, not that you need one, but you are here, and you can see that the Whataburger is like moderately filled and everything. What is it that you guys would like to say or do in this time?
We got to get rid of this car. I'm sorry, Lincoln. I'm sorry, but we stick out like a sore thumb.
Fine. Fine. We will buy another car. And he pulls out his wallet, takes out his black Amex, and hands it to Liz. Liz, get me a car.
Would you like that with a Dr. Pepper, or we're at a Whataburger?
Oh. Yeah, okay. We will get a car afterwards. We will eat right now. Just puts the Amex and wallet right back into his jacket. And he's like, sorry, I can't think straight. It's just, I'm so hungry right now. It's like, I could eat a whole horse. I don't eat horses.
And at this time, you guys continue the conversation, but at this time, you see that Diana is in the Whataburger, kind of like waving to you guys and like gesturing you to hurry and come into the actual facility. You don't have to. You can stay here and talk about whatever you need to, but yeah, when you'd like to, at your earliest convenience.
I agree. We will need another car. This is not a place to buy one.
I mean,
Not
we could
saying-
steal one.
But yeah, I was gonna say buying isn't our only option. So, we'll figure it out. We'll figure. I'm still just like white knuckled, just like like we're parked, but it's like I have not let go of the steering wheel because I'm trying to keep it together.
Yeah, you could see that the skin on your knuckles is like torn off from all of the aggressive sort of pounding that you've been doing, but it's regenerating before your sort of eyes. Damage wise, if you guys incurred any sort of superficial damage, it is all healed by now. Anything aggravated is going to still be there, but I don't think any of you took anything major, so you should be good. Yeah.
All right. I think we need to present a unified front to this woman. Make it very clear that we suffer no fools. We're not here for any bullshit. And yeah.
We should eat first.
Yeah.
Because I agree. We should suffer no fools, but if we're hangry, we're going to look foolish. Just one little thing. So,
Okay.
let's go eat.
Does anyone else need to eat right now?
I do. I'm hungry. All that gunfighting. I need some food.
Yeah, you do.
Well, discretion, which is always the name of the game, is especially the name of the game right now. So please pick your prey carefully.
Quick aside. I have written down that we had discussed that where we were ending up was actually we knew it was going to be a blood bar situation.
Mhm.
Okay. Is that here at
yes,
this Whataburger or a second location we know we're
it
heading
is this
towards?
Whataburger. Yeah, so you know
Okay.
that in the basement of this sort of facility, there is a blood bar. Does anyone have 2 dots in Streetwise?
Oh, I do.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
That's fun.
you've probably been here before. Yeah, anyone with 2 points in Streetwise has probably been here before, and you definitely know that it is a anarch sort of blood bar. You are, this is kind of like a border town essentially, or border like kindred owned establishment. For the anarchs. So you know that underground here is a sort of like kind of like a club, sort of dive bar-ish situation. Definitely a blood bar where they have humans that are consensually willing to allow you to feed, on them. And there's also a lot of nightlife entertainment here. But the major thing that they do here is called Rage in a Cage, where they put kindred inside of a cage and have them duke it out. There are death matches, but they're very few and far between here. And Liz, you probably came here to be you've been a participant in these sort of fights
Yeah,
before.
This sounds like my
So
jam.
you definitely know that there is blood easy down there. Yeah. The owner's actually really nice too. They're super kind.
Lincoln looks at this and kind of clutches onto Blue because he's a little scared of this place. Just like, all right, I guess we're gonna eat here.
You like clutch
Gonna
your
be
purse and lock
fine.
your car and like
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. This establishment caters to all kinds, which means your poor little venture sensibilities will be well taken care of.
Great. I don't want you to leave me alone, but I will go and drink something.
Let's go get you some food. I'm going to tell our contact that you all need to eat first, so she's not left waiting.
Do you text them or do you kind of like get out of the car and go to them?
I was just gonna walk and go tell
Sure,
her.
yeah, you do so. You go ahead and get into this facility. It's moderately filled. There's probably maybe about like 8 to 12 people that are sort of here with their food. You see but there's something weird about this vibe. You're uncertain of exactly what it might be. If you'd like to, you could do a wits and awareness or wits investigation to get more information. And then the rest of you, do you stay in the car or do you head out to follow?
Is the access to the basement inside or outside?
Inside, yeah.
Inside. Then I will follow, knowing that is inevitably where I want to end up going.
Sure, yeah.
2 successes.
Okay. With 2 successes, you look around this place and you find that a majority of people here are not eating. Their catch-up is undisturbed. It looks like they have meals that are actually like for display only, but you can definitely clock that these are guards. These are like, enforcers, make sure nothing goes wrong or goes bad, in this sort of place. So there's probably kindred here or ghouls, whichever the case might be, in this, sort of establishment. And quite a few of them are not blinking. They don't even make the effort to do Blush of Life. They just straight up are very cold. They don't blink. They don't breathe. They don't fidget. They're just kind of there making idle chatter with one another. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll walk up to her and say, I know we need to talk business, but my compatriots need to feed first.
And she looks to you, goes like, absolutely, yes, we'll go ahead and do the right away. As she goes up to the counter, goes like, excuse me, I need to order like the special for like what is it, 1 2 3 4 5 of us. As she immediately takes out rolls of cash and kind of like slides it over and goes like, understood. As the person under behind the counter clicks a button and everything and goes, I hope you enjoy, it's gonna be right around the corner. And they're like, thank you so much. As goes like, all right, there, don't worry, this is like a place we can eat. As they go, and guide you.
I'll turn to Lincoln and say, okay, Lincoln,
Mm-hmm.
now is the time to be brave. And
Okay.
think of it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've got new fans down there.
Okay. I got new fans. Hopefully they're musicians or queer. We'll find out.
Amazing. And if you all follow, you walk down this hallway past the bathrooms and find a supply closet. As Diana goes up to it and kind of turns the handle and it opens, and you find it's actually a staircase that leads down into the sort of basement. As you get down here, immediately you can hear the sounds of like a crowd cheering, loud music sort of playing here. And as you get down here, I need you all to do a dexterity athletics check to avoid blood and sort of gore hitting you, as there's a rage in a cage match actually occurring right now.
1 success?
1 success. Okay.
No!
0. Yeah. You have to
Yeah.
Basic.
Yeah, no successes.
You got to pick out teeth from your hair, as they're just like
You said which 2?
athletics and dexterity.
Oh, okay.
I got 4 successes.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
And the difficulty was what again? I'm sorry.
It'll be
I'm
2.
having blanked.
Yeah.
2? Okay. Cool. 2 successes.
Oh my gosh, Lamar, thank you so much for the subs. I really appreciate you. So, good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. So, who all got above 2 successes here? So that's 1. Okay, so only one of you. So that makes sense because you've been here before, so you know what to
I know
expect.
it's coming.
Yeah. You walk behind everyone because you know that they're gonna it's like the splash area, the splash zone, and sure enough, as you walk down, you see there's a rage in a cage match. And it seems to be a tag team situation where it's 2v2, and the 2 reigning champs right now are like a Bruja as well as a gangrel, and they're going at it. If you're unfamiliar with what gangrels are, they're a type of kindred that are more bestial. They can shapeshift some of their body parts to be able to be like more wolf-like, more like snake-like, and all that kind of stuff. And you definitely can see that they've turned their sort of like nails into razor-sharp sort of claws that they use to just tear into their opponent, and then like punch so hard that teeth fly, bones crack and shatter, blood flies everywhere, and everyone is cheering and at this situation. And you see that there are plenty of humans that are being fed upon openly, here from vampires and all that. And Diana goes like, if you need to feed here, as she has to like yell talk in order to be heard. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to our contact here. She owes me a boon, so it should be pretty smooth. We're gonna get like to meet the Baron, and we're gonna go ahead and ask for like to be able to be protected, and then for to find some assistance to get you guys your memory unblocked, essentially. And as she like navigates her way sort of through the crowd. Does anyone follow, or do you all take the time to find a human and then feed upon them?
I don't need to feed.
Sure.
I'm still good hunger-wise, but I think I'll stick close since Lincoln seems so uncertain.
If you look like you want to follow her, I will like hand on your shoulder and be like, I think I can take care of Lincoln.
I transfer clutching from Blue over to Liz.
Gotcha.
So muscular, it's like it's like a marble statue. It was amazing.
Like, ooh, all right. Oh,
Oh.
that makes sense. Okay.
So
I'll stick with Diana then.
okay, cool. So you stick with Diana now. Vera, Lincoln, and Liz. When you feed, this is a blood bar, so feeding is very easy. You're gonna pick someone, and you're just gonna go ahead and feed upon them. Now, feeding upon a human allows you to bring your hunger down to whatever level you're at, down to 1 or 0. The difference is 0 is killing a human outright by feeding on them, which is frowned upon, but not completely, banned in this sort of establishment. It's just that you're going to owe a boon to the owner to make it up for it, So if you truly want to go to 0, and your convictions are not going to be against that. So when it comes to killing humans or killing kindred, you're gonna look to the your character sheet near your like advantages, backgrounds, merits, flaws, and there'll be convictions. So that's the moral code, the ethics that your character sort of abides by. Meaning like you don't kill the innocent. You don't back down from a fight. Whatever it is that it says on there, as long as you're not going against that conviction, then you're fine. You can kill humans as much as you want, because you don't see humans as being worthy of living. But it's also up to you, because it is going to be a situation where you're going to be in debt to someone if you do that. Anyways, would you like to feed until 1 or 0?
1 for me.
I'm going to 1.
1 for me.
Yeah, that's fine. You all, take, these individuals that like have found themselves here. They pay great money and all that kind of stuff. And you go to take them, you feed upon them, and then you feel refreshed as you go back to 1 hunger at this time. And yeah, it isn't, too short after that you go ahead and meet up with Diana and also Blue. So while they're feeding Blue, you are with Diana. And Diana, once again, is a Toreador. Very beautiful. She does not fit this aesthetic at all. She has, like, a huge fur coat. She's got glittering sort of, like, gems and sort of, like, gold and all that kind of stuff. As she heads over to meet with the owner of this establishment. You can see on a literal throne is this tiny little Nosferatu. Has pigtails, very sort of, like, gothic sort of aesthetic a little bit. And she is surrounded by men and women that she is like just feeding upon and all that kind of stuff, and just is with, and people are like praising sort of her. And Diana turns to you and goes like, this is Princess. She's the actual second in command here within this sort of area for this anarch sort of territory here. Like her and I go kind of like way back a little bit. So she owes me a boon, and hopefully it'll be smooth as you guys wait in line to actually get an audience with Princess and all that kind of stuff. And sure enough, as like a group talks with her, she like says her stuff, and then they move on. Princess sees you guys, and she immediately stops what she's doing to get up and goes like, "Oh my God, you know, like Diana, I haven't seen you in forever. It's good to see you." And they like, you know, embrace and they kind of like, you know, hug and greet each other. And she goes like, "You know, it's good to see you too. I wish I could meet in better circumstances, but I'm in a huge jam right now." I was like, "Of course, I would do anything for you. What do you need?" As she goes like, "Yeah, I have a group of people with me, and we need number one to have an audience with, you know, the Baron, and then number two, do you have any sort of like Tremere contacts, any blood sorcery sort of situation? Because they have a weird situation." And as she's like talking about this, and at this moment, Blue, you can clock with your passive insight that she is 100% on board, your strong ally right now with you guys. And then something changes on her face. As her eyes go wide and she looks with a face of malice. And she's looking at someone, but you don't quite know who it is. If you could, please give me a wits and awareness roll to look around the room to see who her anger, hatred, and just complete, you know, frustration is with.
3 successes.
You look back and you definitely can tell that is your Malkavian companion, who's like wiping blood from their face at this point. And sure enough, yeah, and everything's changes, you know, sort of at this point. And Vera, you see this Nosferatu by the name of sort of nickname of Princess here. You haven't seen them in probably maybe a decade or so. Would you like to describe who this person is and what your relationship is with them? And if it's too much for you, I can do it. Yeah.
This would be my ex-girlfriend, which I ghosted a decade ago. And instead of trying to work things out, I kind of just, this is too hard, and fled. So if you are wondering why she's looking at me like that, you're welcome. And I'm sorry for whatever happens next.
Amazing. So the moment that you enter this sort of scene and you're facing the consequences of your actions, it's the worst situation that could happen here, as it apparently the contact that's supposed to save your guys' bacon is your ex, essentially, who has very big beef sort of with you, and it's playing out right now as she essentially, like, you know, scowls and goes like what are you doing here, as she snaps her fingers and goes like, "Guards, you know, go get her." As immediately the bouncers come out and they're pretty hulking, they're pretty buff at this point. And Diana goes like, wait, hold on, you know, please, they're part of the group that I'm sort of with. I'm telling you right now, like I don't want to do this to you, we're friends, but I need to call in that boon, like this is serious, I need, you know, help here. As all the while she does not look away from you know, Diane, or she does not look away from Vera. She completely clocks you and has like complete, you know, sort of look at you. Vera, is there anything you'd like to say in this time at all? And do you guys want to say anything? Because you guys probably have no information sort of about this. Liz, you know Princess. You probably shared humans with Princess, and like, you know, they do like you because you're a good fighter in this sort of arena. And yeah.
I imagine Liz is like, see, she knows the bouncers don't come out for just anything.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think she is like, she's still got like on her arm, and she's just trying to watch like who the bouncers are going for and are trying to figure out the vibe of what has changed here, and is she's had a Snickers, like she's good. She's better, and it's like she is not smart, but is streetwise enough to know like there's something going on and I need to observe this before I try to interject anywhere. So like I'm uncharacteristically quiet and not doing anything.
You're like, oh man, someone's fucked. As you kind of
like I was like, oh, someone fucked up, and then I see them coming towards Vera and I'm like, okay, I have some questions.
Amazing. Do you guys want to ask anything to Vera at this time?
Yeah, I think I'd look to Vera and I'm just like, Vera, what did you do?
Yeah, what'd you do, Vera?
I ghosted her about a decade or so in Houston, Texas, and fled over here. And yeah, she used to be my girlfriend. And I left her high and dry. Sorry.
Question. Up until this point, is Vera sort of like mild-mannered and super chill, not one to cause drama at all, very like, you know, soft-spoken? Would you describe Vera to be that way?
Yes, most definitely. It's the detective side of me. I'm more like calm and collected.
To find out you're this heartbreaker of this, like,
Yeah,
prominent anarch. Amazing.
I was really stressed out and I left.
Yeah, there you go. Any other questions you guys want to ask Vera before she dies?
Vera, just please, put on your sad face, put on your sorry face. Apparently, this is our only chance of not losing our heads.
I got it, no problem.
And
Also, Vera, I have a credit card if we need it.
Okay.
I just tap your hand. That's all. Yes, very proud of you.
Thank you, Lincoln.
will
Thank you.
money change your mind as you pull out the card? Yeah. So, Vera, how tall are you?
If I remember correctly, 5'8".
Okay, yeah. So she's 4'9", and she controls the authority of this sort of place and room and all that kind of stuff. And she looks to you, and you've never seen Princess be mad or anything. She's usually happy-go-lucky, super chill, and all that kind of stuff. And she's furious as she goes to you and goes like, you think after all this time you can walk into something that I have built. I picked myself up after being shattered into a million pieces. As everyone here, the music stops. The fighters have stopped in their sort of match. Everything as she like confronts you, and everyone's like, "Whoa, Princess has beef with someone? Like, who is that?" As they're all eyes essentially are on you. As Diana is like also saying, like please, you like we need them. Like we need all of them. They might have information that will help us out. Like as she's like trying to describe the story, but it's not getting through to Princess. So is there anything you guys would like to do to try to persuade Princess? So Vera, you're in a unique situation because you're going to get a -1 penalty to anything that you say to this character because of your past bad relationship. But that's still, you can still try things, but that's a situation. And a penalty means that you're going to have one less die in your dice pool for whatever you were going to try to do.
Gotcha. I don't know if it's best that I say anything right now. I could try and pull her to the side and talk to her, but I don't think that's gonna fly with her.
You guys are like, I didn't even know Vera that much. As you guys like back up.
No, I think Blue's gonna be like, Princess, is it?
And she looks to you, yeah, literally growling. Yeah.
Princess, listen. There is no excusing the behavior of Vera. Honestly, I don't even know her that well, so I'm not going to try to make excuses for her. But there's shit going on right now that could affect literally the Camarilla and the Anarchs. And we're at the center of it. If you help us, what if I guarantee you 10 minutes of FaceTime with her when this is all done?
Go to do a charisma and persuasion roll.
Can I activate awe?
Absolutely, yeah. Whatever abilities you want to, yeah.
Gonna activate awe.
And for this, you need 3 successes.
Oh boy, I got a crit.
Nice. Okay, good.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, good. And yes, she's full vampiric right now. Red eyes, fangs have dropped and all that kind of stuff and everything. And you know her to have potence as well, so she's powerful in her own right. So Blue, you say these words, as your ministry. So you and the ministry have a pool with the Anarchs and all kind of stuff. They're a more notable clan within this territory. So as you say this to her, she looks to you and Diana, who are like, is trying to be like, please, Princess, we go back a long ways. I wouldn't be coming here, standing here, asking you if anyone else, you had beef with. I would be right there with you fighting them, but I need, her to be alive, and all that. And as you say that your stuff, she looks to both of you and she goes like, I am not a boon breaker, so I'm gonna honor your boon for sure. But you're asking me to do 2 things, find someone that knows blood sorcery and get you an audience with the Baron. I will get you an audience with the Baron, but if you want the second thing, I need satisfaction. As she turns around and then marches over to the throne and sits down and goes like, as Diana looks to you guys and goes like, what is satisfaction to you then? as Vera, is there what do you feel like Vera's feeling right now? What do you think is going through Vera's mind? You just like have your blood drink in your hand, just kind of like swaying it awkwardly as you like sort of drink.
A lot is going through my mind right now. A lot of guilt and wanting to apologize, but at the same time, knowing I probably just screwed all of us over because of my past.
Perfect.
So there's a lot going through my mind.
Sure. Yeah. So at this point, the princess calls out and goes like, "I demand satisfaction." And here, in this wonderful establishment that I have built for all of us to sort of enjoy, there's a singular way to receive satisfaction for any arguments or disputes here, and that is the cage. As everyone immediately celebrates and sort of like cheers, and they all shout cage, 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 and all that. And she goes like, "In order for you to get what you want, I'm going to need to see Vera bleed. And so I need to see her enter the ring. I'm going to make it, I am a benevolent sort of leader. So I'm going to say that it is going to be a tag team match. So you can choose someone to be with you in the ring.
Liz, she chooses
Yeah.
Liz.
As you clearly look to
Easy.
link in and are ready to like throw down. Yeah.
Yeah, Liz, you're coming with.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like so yes, and you can see like, you know what, and enough for sort of like exhibition matches and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna put a title match on the line here, because I really want to see some effort be put into this sort of match. So I'm gonna need the Diamond Crusher and Nova to come out here, as everyone's like, oh my god, and maybe even you, Liz, are like these sort of wrestlers that are like sort of here, Lucha Libre in all their glory, as it's a tag team. They're the champions of everything right now. And
Lincoln very quietly hears Liz go, fuck.
Yeah. As you see that same thing in Nacho Libre, they're like being oiled and they're massaged right now as they break away, and they're like super swole, and to be a Bruja and a Gangrel tag team. And Liz, that they're pretty tough. Like this isn't going to be easy for you guys. So that death matches are not a thing, here, unless it's a very special event. So you can definitely tell, Liz, at least with your passive sort of insight, that it seems like Princess doesn't want Vera to die, but does want to see like some pain, the pain train, to essentially like get thrown into sort of Vera. And Blue and Lincoln, you're given VIP seats to watch this situation. You're given blood wine and blood popcorn, blood churros, and all that kind of stuff as you're like ready to go. Anything you guys like to say as you are getting ready to enter the sort of ring?
I would like Lincoln to head over to the two opponents
Mhm.
and just start talking to them and say, hey, I have a few bets going on with you guys because, we are who we are, but I need you both to make it a good show, but not actually hurt them. I'm going to do mesmerize.
If you'd like to, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna roll against you because they are kindred. So in this time, they get 2 successes.
Let's see here. Mesmerize, okay.
And again, if this fails and you want to offer them money, you can also try to do charisma, persuasion, and resources if you want to try that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and do that. And oh wow. Okay. That is 6 successes.
All right, yeah. So you look to them and you use your venture abilities. You are part of the Clan of Kings. Even though you're in an anarch territory, you show your dominance here. As you look into, now granted, you can't choose both targets. You can choose only one. So there's the Bruja and the Gangrel. Which one of these two would you like to, persuade to try to hold their punches and all that?
I'm going to persuade the Gangrel just in case they might pop claws, which are
Oh,
worse.
absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, persuade the Gangrel.
Yeah, they're currently picking out like flesh from their sort of like teeth right now, and so yeah, that's totally fine. So you look at the Gangrel as they're like going for like a blood break and all that, as You look to them and then immediately warp their mind as they kind of nod, sort of like groggily, and then head back over to their companion as their companion's like, the title's on the line. We got to do everything we can. We got to crush these people. Like, I like Liz, you like Liz, we all like Liz, but we have to destroy them. That's like as they go like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, are you okay? Do you get your head in the game? Like, of course. Like, I'm good. As like, all right. As yeah. So, question, Liz and Vera, very important question. What is your entrance music?
Oh no.
I said the same thing. Oh no, but I was muted when I said that.
Oh,
You
know what I think happens here
Mhm.
is I think Liz is kind of enjoying, because she's terrible, how uncomfortable Vera is about the thing that is happening. And I think her way of making her pay me back for helping her with this is I make her pick the music.
Oh,
I make it entirely on her choice.
You like pull up your Spotify and just like go through it. Like...
Listen, I right now I'll do it. It's definitely it's gonna be a Latin song because we gotta vibe good. I need some good
There you
vibes
go, there
out
you go.
here.
And is Lincoln seeing Vera trying to pick music from Spotify right now?
And like, yeah, exactly. DJ Lincoln Zelda is watching their friend.
He's gonna march over. It's like, Vera, I'm a DJ. I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
You know what? Great. Take it away.
Go ahead and do a charisma and performance roll. Lincoln.
Ruin all my fun.
Came in clutch for me. Thank you.
Let's see here.
You're like,
oh,
go for it.
Okay. 2 successes. One of them a crit.
Okay, so you need 2 10s in a dice pool to make it a crit. So with 2 successes, that's good. So you have creative control. Describe what you do here to enhance their sort of, or hinder, whichever you want to do, their entrance. Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is if this is performance based and this is meant to pump up Vera and Liz, it's not just music, it's a full introduction. Welcome to this grand battle. Here we have on this side Liz and Vera, and the maulers of it. And he realizes
you get a thesaurus. You're just like,
yeah, looking at the thesaurus, the maulers of, and it's like, it's still going through. It's sort of like, okay, scrap that. We're just gonna play some music. Strike the band, and he starts playing epic fanfare music. That's
Sure.
a little bit geeky.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be like remixed Star Wars Imperial March.
Yeah.
Coming in, just having them walk in with confidence.
Amazing. So you do so as they're like, oh my god, is that DJ Lincoln Zelda? As they're all kind of like, you have fans here for sure. Especially among, do you have status or is it just fame?
He does have status. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
1.
So perfect. Yeah, so immediately you guys get people on your side. They're cheering for you. And you're also noticing that they're throwing in sledgehammers, bats with nails in it, axes, all that sort of stuff into this cage, as they're all just like steel chairs, obviously ladders, tables, all that kind of stuff. And it's definitely like an ECW match here. So they enter in, and you see that everyone's here, and you hear the announcer kind of go off as well and say this, the normal introduction being like, in the blue corner, weighing pounds, and they kind of do their introductions, just like DJ Lincoln did. And they go like, it should be an exciting match tonight as we're watching, these, one of them is a newcomer. Apparently they are the bane of, everyone who we know and love, Princess, by the name of Vera, as like, this is going off the loudspeakers, and everyone's like, boo, and then, and like partnered with Liz as, and Liz, do you have like an actual wrestler sort of name?
Oh God, I wasn't prepared to be a wrestler tonight.
You're like Chat GPT wrestler names.
Yeah.
It's like...
But I imagine, like, I've got 2 in status. I imagine this is the place where that has happened. Like, this is the place where people know me. So I probably have some kind of wrestler name. But
Amazing. Yeah, and you could do it as the announcers are still going off and everything like that, and talking about all this kind of stuff. And they're like, well, it should be an interesting match. This is a title match, so like I'm sure our champions are gonna do whatever they can to rip these, kindred apart and all that. We also have a special guest in the arena, Danny DeVito, as you see that Danny DeVito is there, not a kindred, just mortal, as he's like there, just like as well. And yeah, so and the wrestler name, if you have it, and if not, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you're good. So. And this time, you hear the iconic ding, ding, ding of everything. As you are both in this cage, it's been locked. There is no way out of it from the top or the sides. It's just a wrestling ring. And also, you see them here, imposing figures. One is 6'2", the other 6'6", made of muscle. And then they also have potence, behind their sort of stuff as well. So we're going to enter into combat. So does anyone have celerity here?
I do.
Okay, so Liz... anyone with celerity goes first. I think, Vera, you might have celerity. I'm not sure.
Where's that one?
It should be under your disciplines.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Which
not at all.
Oh, not at all? Okay, yeah. So, you're a Malkavian. Never mind. What am I thinking? I think you're a Tordor. So, Liz, you go first. You see that there is this Bruja that, like, you've wrestled with before, and they definitely are pretty strong. Maybe you're stronger, you're uncertain. The other one is this gangrel, and they don't look like they're in their right state of mind. They're like kind of like really foggy, they're not looking too well, and all that kind of stuff. Who do you go for?
If the gangrel looks like they're not fully with it, I'm going to leave that for Vera, because I think Vera needs any bonus they can get, and somebody not being fully in the game sounds like the best bonus they can have. So I will go for the Bruja, since I think they're going to end up being the bigger threat, at least right now. So that'll be my initial target.
Sure.
Barring anything crazy happening over here.
So as a Bruja, you have abilities that you can activate here, one of which is prowess. So if you choose to activate prowess, that's going to give you whatever you have in your potence sort of dice to your dice pools for strength based abilities. In order to activate that, you're going to need to do a rouse check. So you're going to do a roll a d10. 6 and above, your hunger stays the same. 5 and below, your hunger will go up by 1.
Well, if my hunger's going to go up anywhere, this is the good place for it to happen. Oh, but I got an 8, so I'm okay.
Yeah, you're good. So you flex, they flex, and you're all swole at this point. And then there's Vera. And then as you go ahead and you do your strength and brawl if you'd like to.
Okay, wait. Okay, so strength.
Oh no, you're fine for right now, Vera.
Yeah, this is me.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, so
thank
Liz
God.
is gonna
God.
go, and
I
then
was worried.
yeah.
I'm screwed.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
anyway.
strength and brawl.
Yeah. And if you wanted to use melee, there are various melee weapons here in this arena. You will have creative control as to what you grab, so whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay, I want to grab something heavy and blunt. I know you said there were some things that had nails on it. I don't want anything like that.
Sure.
I want blunt force trauma going on.
Yeah, like a sledgehammer or something like that. Or
yeah. Okay, so it's strength and brawl, and then do I have any extra? Do I add since I have the
yeah? Since you activate prowess,
stuff?
you're gonna go ahead and add your potence dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I don't have enough dice. One.
And what'll happen is that and do you have a lethal body?
I do.
Okay, so you're fine. Yeah. So rules as written, if you pick up a melee weapon, then you use the melee skill, but we don't have to play with that, because you are going to do a bunch of damage with your normal body anyways.
Okay.
So yeah, go and roll your strength and brawl if that's your highest. Yeah.
Strength and brawl and that. Okay, let's see. Success. Fail. Success. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Wow. All right. Well, let's see what they get. So they're gonna go ahead and roll, and they get one. They get 2 successes. So you know that the weakness behind Diamond Crusher is that they're not fast. They're strong. So because you have celerity, you move abnormally fast. So you're a blur of sort of motion as you charge towards sort of Diamond Crusher. You pick up this sledgehammer and you clock them hard and fast with this sort of weapon. Where is it that you strike? You have creative control.
I imagine as I'm running up, I kind of like swing it behind me to bring it up, and I'm trying to like come up and under to hit like right underneath, like the backside of the thigh, like hamstring,
Sure.
to try to like knock him off his feet,
Yeah.
and also so that way we get kind of the extra bonus of falling. I'm trying to like maybe like crack where that bone is.
Absolutely, you do it. It's you hit it no problem at all. I forgot what that bonus is called.
Yeah, I was like, I always mix up which one is which one in the leg bone.
Humorous,
So I was like,
and then something else. I can't
yeah.
remember. Yeah. So you strike hard and fast as they're about ready to sort of get you, as they're kind of like paying attention to their partner and being like, yo, like, Nova, get your head in the game. Like, what are you doing? As they're like, what? And sure enough, you catch them off guard as you strike with a sledgehammer. Their leg bends the other way. It's not as supposed to. Everyone like oohs in sort of awes. Danny DeVito laughs and he eats more. And then perfect. So you do this. So now it's gonna go to Vera. Vera, what would you like to do in this situation?
Uh,
Do you pull out your gun? I was kidding.
no, I figured as much that I wouldn't be able to use the only thing that I'm good at
Yeah.
as far as, self-defense over here. But with that one brawl, I'm gonna have to take out what was the character again?
Nova
No.
is the one that is groggy right now. They are gonna get a
Oh,
penalty
okay,
to all their dice
Nova.
rolls. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna mess around with that one.
Sure.
And we're gonna try and kick their ass. And I say try because I'm literally weak as hell.
You yell with your fist like, ah!
Yeah, exactly. So I want to run at him and sucker punch him in the face if I can.
Sure, yeah.
So
So
let's
it'll be
roll it.
strength or dexterity, and then it'll be your brawl if you're going to do
Okay.
your fists. Otherwise, it'll be melee if you're going to pick up a weapon. The difference for you is that you do not have lethal body, so you're going to do less damage with your fists. But if you pick up a melee weapon, that will amplify your damage. Yeah, and you have creative control of what you pick up. So it could be a katana, a like 2x4, a like nailed bat, whatever.
Okay, so I do have points for dexterity.
Mhm.
I don't have anything for melee.
Mhm.
But I do have for brawl, so I don't know. I mean, can I
Up to
still
you.
do the melee?
Yeah, you can also
either
rouse
way?
the blood to be able to add 2 extra dice to your dice pool for this roll if you'd like. Yeah.
Oh gosh, this all so much information. Okay. All right. So you said for if I do choose melee and dexterity, I can do what now? I can add to my dice.
Yeah. So if you want to surge the blood,
Okay, blood surge. Okay, I have
yeah.
the 2. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So that would just be an addition to the other
correct.
points
Yep.
that I have, right? Okay, so 4. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's do that. We'll
Sure,
pick up it was a bat with nails, right?
If you'd like to, yeah, whatever
Yeah,
you want is
sure.
there. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna go with. So my dice pool 4, and difficulty stays as 2, right?
Put
Or do you want it
difficulty
higher?
as you know what? Let me roll for them. So they're gonna get a -2 dice penalty. So they're only gonna roll 4 dice for this, and they got 2 successes. So difficulty 2.
2. Okay, so then I'll just roll and hope for the best here. Oh god, failure, 0 success.
All right, cool. So if you'd like
This
to,
hurts. This hurts.
you could do a willpower reroll, meaning they get to reroll 3 non-hunger dice, or you could take it, and they're gonna German suplex you if you. Sorry, they're gonna put a box of Legos and put it on the mat, and then they're gonna German suplex you into the box of Legos. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take it. I'm not gonna use another willpower.
Okay, sure.
I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah,
she
that's
wants to
fine.
see me bleed. Ayo, there you go.
That's true.
I
That's
deserve
very.
it. I
that-
deserve it.
You know, that's the dice tell the story. So yeah. So in
Yeah.
this situation, it might be guilt. It might be like, oh shit, I deserve this. I 100% like, this needs to happen. She wants to see me bleed. I'll give it to her. As maybe you hold back a little bit. It's like, you stumble. You kind of like, don't quite know how to handle this. And sure enough, they take your hesitance and take your fist and or your nailed bat, and then just twist you around, and then end up German suplexing you, and then crashing you sort of into the mat. At this time, you're going to take one aggravated as you feel that your shoulder is like out of its place, out of its sort of socket, and just sort of slump at this time. Now, Blue and Lincoln, although you are not in the match, you clearly have line of sight of people in here. Do you want to cheat and interfere, or do you want to leave it be? If you cheat and get caught, there will be negative consequences, but it could help your allies.
I want to cheat.
Sure, yeah.
Seeing Vera get suplexed, I don't want to see her get too fucked up. So I am gonna look at the one that she's wrestling with. What was his stage
Nova.
name?
They're both women, and they're both buff women. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. So I'm gonna look at her, and I'm just gonna be like, Nova, and I'm gonna lower my sunglasses a little and activate Eyes of the Serpent and see if I can freeze her in place.
All right, go for it. And she already has a -2 dice penalty. This will give another negative to her, turning your brain into SpaghettiOs. So
this is my charisma presence versus wits composure.
Gotcha. They end up getting 2 successes here.
Okay. Please, 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 please. I got 2 successes.
Okay, it is your turn, so that means that it goes to you. So you catch them as they're cheering. You see that their mental sort of facilities are coming back to them as a crowd is cheering for, like, the Nova Crusher, which is the German suplex, the signature sort of move for them. As suddenly they look to you, and you do this sort of situation, and you see that they get even more groggy. They let go of sort of Vera as she slumps to sort of the ground and maybe crawls to sort of get to the ropes and try to get up and everything like that. And then Lincoln, do you want to cheat or do you leave it be?
I pretty much depowered Nova, so that was my version of cheating, but he's going to just remain aware to see what other opportunities he can affect with the environment or other people, but
Sure.
he's not going to go after the competitors directly.
Yeah, give me a wits and insight check. I need 2 successes.
2 6. Okay. Let's see. And we have 2 successes.
Okay. So as you look out of the crowd, you mainly notice the VIP of this whole place, which is Princess. As she's in her throne, arms crossed, and her legs crisscross applesauce in this sort of giant oversized throne. And she's watching it. As you see that she winces when Vera actually gets actually hurt, as everyone goes oh, as they see the sort of arm get out of the socket. You could definitely clock that she does still care deeply about Vera, as she's having a lot of emotions. There is blood, tears that are kind of slipping out that she wipes away very quickly, and it seems to be very emotional for her. So she is not 100% against Vera. She actually has still some residual feelings about this situation.
Then Lincoln is gonna slowly walk over to her,
Mhm.
and just politely hand her a handkerchief.
You do so. It's a very fancy handkerchief. As they take it and they look to you, and they're gonna try to dispute it, but then they don't. As they just go ahead and wipe their tears, and be I was so good to her. I tried so hard to keep us together, and she left, and I don't know why. As she just immediately just unloads to you, and Diana's there, as all that kind of stuff. And then, sure enough, going back to the ring, it is now a situation where the enemies get their chance to sort of activate. So one of them is going to be a Diamond Crusher. Is going to with a shattered sort of leg, they're going to go ahead and reach for Liz and then try to just be able to clothesline them by hopping essentially into the ring or to the ropes and then go it over. So they're going to do strength and brawl. So go ahead and do whatever you'd like to.
What does that mean? Wait, what?
Yeah, so if you want to respond, you can go ahead and do your strength and brawl as well, because that's what you did
Okay.
before, to try to fight back.
Got
but
it.
the only
Okay.
difference is that if they get a tie, they win.
Fair.
So they get 4 successes in this.
Success. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 5? Which direction does 5 go?
6 and above. Yeah, is what you
6
need.
and above. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Okay, so you still come out on top as her leg is like sort of shattered here. The bone is poking through, and she tries to sort of grab at you to do something, but you're just quicker. You're faster. You know her techniques. You know her sort of flaws. You don't want to be the champion of this place, but you have a feeling if you actually applied yourself and came here for, frequently, you probably could become the champion. But nevertheless, you have creative control. What do you do to her?
I think as she comes at me, I think it's a very easy like just kind of like sidestep spin around, so I end up back behind her again as her momentum kind of carries her past. And probably just for good measure, just like kind of like kick at the already injured leg.
Oof. Okay, good. You like take it and twist it or whatever, and then
Yeah.
everyone just like kind of like completely cringes at that. And then it goes to Nova, who is heavily hindered at this point, as they're so groggy. Oops, sorry. They're so groggy, but they go ahead and look to sort of Vera, and they try to like pick you up, and then like pick you up and then throw you down to the ground. So they're going to use strength and brawl, but they're going to have a -4 penalty. So you can roll your dexterity melee to pick up another sort of weapon and attack them again, or whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah,
The
let's try
dragon
that
screw
again.
leg whip. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And they got 2 successes.
So 2 then.
Yep.
All right.
For difficulty.
All right. Here we go again. All right, 3 successes.
Okay, so you succeed here. Describe what you're doing to them, because you win in this situation where you deal damage to them.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah, you know what? I really didn't. Not with how weak I am.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, with my melee,
Mhm.
they have grasp on me still or no?
They're trying to grasp you, so they.
So I kind of just like move out of the way and just like
Mhm.
on their back, just knock them out with
the nailed bat. Okay.
the nail bat.
Yeah, you clock them across the face. Their mask sort of rips here, and same with the flesh and all that kind of stuff. As Vitae spills on the crowd and all that kind of stuff, and they're all about it. As you deal sort of damage to them, they don't look good. Like you know, like you're a detective, so you're smart enough to know that something's not right about them. They are not at their 100% game. You're not sure if it's like drugs or whatever the case might be, but like they're not in their right mind. To your advantage and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to go back up to the top of the round with Liz, with your celerity. So Nova or Diamond Crusher at this point does not look good. One more solid hit and they're down and out. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I definitely like. I think I'm here enough that I also like respect these two, and I also don't want to end up like being. I don't want to get kind of roped into being here constantly, but I do want to make a point. So I think seeing that they're as bad as they are, I will drop the sledgehammer, and I'm just fully going for like a grapple, like I want them to tap out.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of thing.
The walls of Liz, as you just kind of like do the walls Jericho,
yeah. Let's see. Oh, I didn't roll that one. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 successes this time.
Only, yeah, they got 1. They have a dice pool of 7 and they only got 1. So in this time, they try all they can to do, as they're like screaming over to like, Nova, help me, like I need you, and they're just not about
I'm
it.
just like, shh,
as it's like, yeah, exactly, yeah, it's like, no, please, and then like And they immediately like are there, and then they like tap out as you're like crushing the bone, almost tearing it off and everything like
As
that.
soon as they tap, I will release.
Yeah, you do so, and you hear everything like ding 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 and all that kind of stuff as everyone like cheers, as everyone is stunned here, as the ref like gets the belts and like awkwardly hands it over sort of to you guys, as you get these very nice, it's a John Cena era spinning belts, so it has like, you know, the Rage in the Cage sort of stuff. So yeah, and they you know, raise up your hands as a crowd cheers, and sort of like, because they've never seen that level of carnage before. Meanwhile, Princess is like crying at this time, frustrated that, like, you know, they won, but also complicated emotions. Lincoln, do you say anything to help like alleviate her sort of pain, or ignite it, whichever you want to do?
Lincoln turns to her and says, I know you have to keep up a face when dealing with Vera, but I also know that you're also dealing with really complicated feelings. Do you want to have this meeting in private, not in front of everyone, so you can talk it out and process this? Because might be the best thing right now.
Sure. Go ahead and do a charisma and persuasion. If you want to use, you know, any sort of abilities like awe or whatever you might have, feel free to consider it. Yeah.
I will use awe.
Sure. Go for it. So whatever points you have in presence, you're going to add it to your dice pool.
Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh wow, that was a... I'm going... Can I willpower this?
If you'd like to, yeah, absolutely.
I have a high pool, and I only rolled one success.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Nope, I need this to work. I need this to work.
Amazing.
Oh, okay, a little better. 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes. Yeah, so you succeed here as she's like so frustrated that she's crying hardcore and everything like that, and she looks to you and goes like, "You're a Ventru, aren't you?"
Yes.
She's like, I hate Ventru, but you're right. And it's like, you know, I'll be in the green room, as she goes off with her sort of bouncers and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then you guys are escorted out to sort of the green room. You guys all meet up. Blue, there was something that you clock here. After the match, you can see in the cage is a dumbfounded sort of like Nova, as they're standing there sort of groggy, and then eventually they kind of like connect the dots and then look to you and realize that you're the one that sort of manipulated their mind. They're uncertain of Lincoln at this time because of Mesmerize, but they definitely recognize that you had something to do with the match. Please add 2 dots of enemy to your sheet.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
And then all of you gather up. Before you get into this green room, is there anything you guys would like to say to one another?
I look to Liz and I go, Liz, now is the time. You are a star. You are a star out there.
We'll talk later. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Lincoln says to Vera, it's very clear Princess still has feelings for you, otherwise she wouldn't be crying into the handkerchief. And she probably has to show some kind of a brave front. But I think maybe talking to her will be easier than you think, but at least apologize before anything else.
I agree. My time in the ring made me think that I need to have a conversation with the princess.
And you kicked ass out there. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I was worried for a second, but you know,
You like
thank God I had Liz.
as you adjust your sort of like championship belt and still have the bat with you, and like so amazing. And yeah, as you know, sort of get into this sort of green room, you see the enforcers are sort of there, but you know, Princess is pacing back and forth, uncertain of what to do, as Diana comes in to you guys and kind of like, you know, it goes like, I think she's gonna give us what we want, as you know, Princess speaks up and goes, you know what, I'm not a boon breaker. and I did state stipulations, and you guys, satisfied it. Even if you lost, I would have still been able to help you out because I just needed to get satisfaction. And I don't know if I've had satisfaction, but I will, say that I will assist you. I will be able to get you to the Baron, and I will get you a contact that I know that has blood sorcery to help out. As she does not look at you guys sort of in the eyes at all, as she kind of stands away, back turned towards you, as still kind of weeping, and the handkerchief is soaked in blood at this point. Vera, is there anything you'd like to say? If you do, you get a +2 bonus to your dice pool.
I do want to say something, but I kind of want it to be a more personal thing for her. So I'll try to tell her, hey, can I speak with you for like a moment privately? And hope she says yes.
Sure. You say that, and she gives a hard stare sort of to you, and then to her bouncers, and kind of gives them a nod as they kind of escort the group sort of out. And all that kind of stuff. And you guys are alone here. She does not, she struggles to look at you.
All right. Well, here we go. My apology. It's hard for me in general in real life. So here we go. Hey, Stacy, I know that I fucked up. I've been dealing with guilt for the last decade after what I did to you. And I just thought it was too late for me to, try and find you and reach out and apologize for doing the dumbest thing I could ever do to you, especially when you didn't deserve it. So I am so sorry for whatever I've put you through. And I would get back in that ring and get my ass beat for you again any other day.
Okay, cool. So we're going to have you automatically succeed in this time because of your RP. That was great. So at first, in the middle of you sort of talking, there's a shift where she can't look you into the eyes. Your passive insight tells you that she feels defeated for a second time. Like you've come into her life, we're able to, give her the high that she's never had before, and then took it all away so fast. And now she has a chance at her retribution, her sort of vengeance, and that gets taken away by your guys' sort of victory and everything. But as the words slip out of your mouth about this, her emotions sort of shift and change as she's finally able to look at you sort of in the eyes, and her expression softens and all that stuff. Even though she is a Nosferatu, and like various features of her are very sort of grotesque, monster-esque, and all that kind of stuff, you see that they do soften quite a bit, and she's still crying and weeping, but she nods and she just says thank you as she doesn't need to, but she gives a heavy sort of sigh as she goes, I'm gonna do what I can to help you, and maybe we can talk later, as she says that simply. And then anything else?
Would it be weird to give her a hug? Because I feel like she needs it after what I put her through.
There's a few red dots on your head, but yeah, she'll accept it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And sure enough, she does so, and she hugs you very deeply. She's very passionate, very, and all that. And yeah, she takes it. And you guys see them step out of the room much closer, especially in like proximity and emotionally, as she goes, all right, well, if we're going to do this, we should move quickly, because from what Diana has been telling me, you guys are in, the hot seat. And there's, although, the Camarilla dogs won't, be able to just come over here and take you guys without retribution from us politically. The Baron right now wants to be in their good graces, so I'm pretty sure that like they might have to give in if it's going to be too risky. So we got to get there fast. Let's go ahead and take my car. We can take your car as well.
Oh no.
Like, oh, is there something wrong with your car? By the way, did you guys see like the weird mystery machine? Yeah, we towed that immediately. It was like bad for business. As,
What?
Not the mystery machine, no.
Oh, darn. That was weird out there. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they were, kind of cool geeks that just wanted to try to fit in.
You look away as a single blood tear falls on your cheek. Yeah. So they go like, yeah, it was weird, right? Anyways, let's go. As you guys hop into their sort of town car and everything like that. There's two town cars that you guys take. One is filled with enforcers. The other one is for you guys. As you head over, and she explains to you that like we do have our own sort of chantry here with various Tremere. So there are the blood sorcery aspect is not going to be a problem once we explain what exactly is going on. They're going to meet us at the Baron's sort of manor. Now Baron Camacho, he's actually very kind, he's a good dude, but he's trying to think of the people, and right now we are like a small dot on the radar of the Camarilla. So if they really did want to wipe us out, they absolutely could. But we have some grace with them, and I don't think they would absolutely jump to that. So it should buy us a little bit of time. And like he's gonna want us to talk to you. I know him. He's gonna want to like suss you out. Now whether or not you did this, I don't really care. Not my monkey, not my circuses, and all that kind of stuff. But he's very morally, sort of ethically, sort of inclined. So he's gonna grill you. So if you did do it, then you want to probably, I don't normally say this, but you probably want to lie to him, and that'll be easier for you guys. If you didn't do it, then like try to tell the truth, but look like you're being honest, I guess. As she kind of says. Any questions you want to ask about the Baron or anything at this time? All right, cool. So, Nightmarish Savant Circus. Yeah, there you go. So, in this time, you guys ride off deeper into like the depths of Gilbert, which is another city more entrenched with Anarch sort of territory. Although, again, the Anarchs are much smaller than the Camarilla, who has like hundreds of kindred, sort of within the territory, and there are like dozens, maybe 30, max of kindred here, and you arrive at this manor that is pretty sizable and all that kind of stuff. You do see various cars parked out front. There's various people inside of this sort of building, as it's a base of operations, a headquarters for the Anarchs, and immediately you guys like march in and all that kind of stuff. As the assistant to the Baron kind of goes up and asks like, so what is happening? We're housing sort of like blood hunted sort of kindred now, and she goes like, I don't know, Iota Boone, I'm gonna honor it. They want an audience with the Baron. We're gonna do that at least. If things get weird, then like we'll address it at that time. As like, oh my god, as they're all sort of stressed out. But sure enough, you end up getting to meet the actual Baron, as you see that they are an individual probably like 5'7" or so, and they're like weighing their options at this time as they go, please, come in and sort of take a seat. And from what I've heard on the streets, that you guys have caused quite a commotion, as he has the news on, and it's showcasing like a grisly murder took place in Phoenix tonight, as as they're kind of like showcasing like these 4 individuals, as that you clearly see that like guys are walking through and all that kind of stuff. And and yeah, anything you'd like to say for yourself before he starts asking you questions?
Your Baron ship, Baron.
Acceptable.
This, thank you for receiving us. The truth is, we don't know what happened. We were affected by some sort of force, and just being honest with you, 100%, if we did something, it wasn't under our own control. If we didn't do it, then we've got to figure out who it was. And so thank you right now. I understand the situation this puts you in, but we had nowhere else to turn.
Sure. And then Benji, Blue, do you have status or points?
I do. I have 3 dots of status.
Okay, so we're going to say that it applies to both Camarilla and the Anarchs, because you are a ministry sort of kindred. It does, there are networks, for both ways and all that kind of stuff. So we might have heard of you and like, before or anything like that. So go ahead and do your charisma persuasion, and then if you want to add awe, you can absolutely add awe. If you want to add your points of status, you can add your points of status, whatever you want to do.
Oh, I'm gonna add.
You're like, all right, that's 18 dice.
I'm adding it all. All of these dice. ASMR for the people downstairs.
And then Vera, it is at this time that you begin to get a premonition. Do you want to accept it or do you want to reject it?
Let's accept it.
Sure. You immediately start to sort of pass out as
Out.
yeah, Liz picks you up, no problem at all. Amazing.
That's 7 successes.
Okay, with 7 successes, you say this to the Baron, you lay it on thick and all that kind of stuff, and you're very convincing. Like you are innocent in this. As he kind of looks to you guys and goes, I mean, if you were innocent, I I gotta admit that you probably wouldn't have the gall to come here and ask me, for a favor or all this kind of stuff, and that is pretty sort of like all right, I'll play ball and everything. Now they've already contacted me to let me know that you guys might be in the area. I am like delaying them, but eventually I'm gonna have to answer them and talk to them, and I can't put the lives of people who are under sort of my territory at risk. So the least I can do is let you do this sort of ritual with our Tremere that we have here. Hopefully you get the information, and then you gotta go. Like, we can't actually protect you for the whole time. So we'll
Might need a vehicle.
and done. We have a Cybertruck limo that no one wants to use, so we can give that to you guys as
We were hoping inconspicuous, but I guess something that everyone hates is equally as good.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So I heard you can throw stuff at it and it won't shatter the windows apparently. So that's good. But so in this time, Vera, what happens is that you black out. You were talking to the Baron, and you're hearing Blue his silver tongue was doing work and all that kind of stuff. As suddenly you slip into what appears to be a fragmented future, and you watch as you guys are in this vehicle, and you're injured, you're bloody, you don't look sort of right, you're all extremely sort of stressed out, as one of you is like, I'm empty, I need another sort of like magazine, as you're like hustling to get this sort of for them, and you're looking out of the sort of vehicle, and you're seeing that there are 4 vehicles that are chasing you guys hard and fast. They are on pursuit, and they have weapons that are pretty sort of terrifying. Not only that, but they seem to have anti-vampire weapons. There's like a stake launcher that they have. A stake launcher is a machine that they sort of like use to throw stakes, out at you. And now, does anyone have stake bait? It should be in your backgrounds, merits, and flaws. Stake bait means if you get staked, you're dead. If you get staked and you don't have, stake bait, you just go into torpor, which means that you're paralyzed until it's removed, or you have the willpower to take it out yourself. Yeah, if you don't see it, then you're fine. You're all totally cool. You just know it's very deadly to vampires because it renders them paralyzed. But whatever's gonna happen tonight, that it ends in wrath and glory essentially. And so in this time, eventually you sort of wake up, and you watch as the group, and for you guys, while they're in their sort of premonition, you can see that they're guiding you sort of into this room. It's very sort of makeshift, as they've moved all the furniture around. They put various sort of runes into the sort of ground with blood and everything, and there are Tremere here. So that Tremere are blood sorcerers. Of all the vampire sort of clans and everything like that, they're some of the weirder ones, because they actually have the ability to manipulate blood, which blood for vampires is everything. So they're very intimidating and all that kind of stuff. But nevertheless, they go we're gonna here to fulfill our duties. From what we've been told, there apparently are pieces of your memory that is locked away, and we're gonna do a ritual to be able to unlock that. Now, it may be uncomfortable, because whatever was happening to you is gonna show to you in your point of view and everything. Whatever pain you went through, whatever senses you happened, it's gonna happen to you. So just be aware that this may not be a pleasant experience depending on what you've sort of gone through. So in this time, they go any questions? All right. So in this time, they have you lie down, to be able to go into these different sort of runic sort of areas, and then they begin to chant as they take a dagger and sort of cut their hand very deeply as they manipulate the blood and begin to place a mark on your foreheads and all that kind of stuff. Vera, this is when you would wake up right before this is actually gonna sort of happen. Do you want to say anything, or do you kind of let be? Yeah.
We need a little powwow between the group real quick. My premonition was not good, and I need to share some information with the guys.
And the head of the chantry is like, I'm so sorry, the ritual has already begun. You have one sentence you can say to your companions.
Oh God.
And you're out as So,
I mean, that's good enough context when I say, oh God, okay? That's enough. When
Amazing.
I'm saying it's stressed out, oh God. That's it.
so you're like, shit, amazing. So, I'm sorry, that's mean. So if you want to say something, you can. If you felt like
You
that.
know what? Nah, we're going to stay with, oh God.
Okay,
And I'm
okay.
going to make sure that you guys know the emphasis on, oh God.
Sure, yeah. And you immediately all black out. As you do so, it is like a black inky sort of void that's here. You feel very disconnected from your body. It's like Yu Yu Hakusho status. You know, your spirit sees your body, and you kind of like get thrown in through time and space and back into the time you guys were actually at the hotel. You know, you're delivering the package, and she goes like, "How does this look at me?" As like Melissa Hart, the person you had to deliver the sort of package to, takes out this golden tiara and puts it on her sort of head and poses as you guys take pictures. And eventually, you guys see the text messages with all of your faces sort of. Whoever saw it, I think it was Lincoln who had seen it. Your face contorts, you know, as you are confused by this. And she goes, "All right, stop." And immediately, you guys all freeze at this point. And she gives like a heavy sigh as she paces back and forth in this sort of room. You can't move. You're paralyzed. You know, you're uncertain of what, you know, is going on here. She goes, "All right, let's just get this over with, I guess." As she goes, she takes her blood wine, the tire bottle, and just like chugs it all there, and then throws it down to the ground. And she goes, "All right, you," as she looks to sort of like Liz, you're like, "You're gonna destroy a bunch of stuff in this sort of place." As immediately you cannot resist, you just go ahead and start doing it, even though you have you're conscious of what's happening here. Your body responds to their commands as you go ahead and sort of do this. Now you guys are still like, it's kind of like Get Out, where it's you're in the you're in the back seat essentially. So if you'd like to, you could do an occult and intelligence check to figure out what's going on here, what might have happened. You're uncertain, you know, as immediately you start to destroy the table, punch holes in the wall, and destroy furniture, make a huge sort of ruckus. And she goes like, "You know what? We need to escalate this. I want all of you to sort of like do this. By the way, you know, take this," as she has like jars of sort of like, you know, what appears to be vitae, and just like smear it around everywhere and do it like, you know, whatever you need to. As immediately you guys sort of respond and sort of do this as you all sort of do this. So
Did we help her fake her own death?
you did 100%. And so in this time, she and before she goes into a villainous monologue, does anyone get any high? You need 3 and above to get this success.
I literally have
Two.
1 die available
One,
to
two?
me,
Okay.
so
Yeah. All right. So as you go ahead and like attempt to sort of like figure out what's going on, you don't know, you just feel panic as you're doing things beyond your sort of control, as you try your best to resist this, but you just can't. As you destroy this place, you smear blood everywhere. And she goes, "All right," as she kind of like, you know, takes off the sort of tiara and asks you to crumple it and sort of like smear blood in it. And then she goes like, "I need you guys all to beat me up," as she like has you guys just like wail on her and sort of beat her, and she takes it, you know, hardcore, as like no emotion, very senseless, as you know, her vitae gets smeared into the, you know, not fake blood. You definitely smell that it is real vitae. You just not her vitae, as it's all sort of over here, and you see all this sort of occur as this memory is sort of fading. And she goes like, "All right, that was, you know, that was great," as she's broken and sort of battered sort of on the floor and healing in real time. As she goes, "Now what you're going to do is you're going to walk to your parking lot. You're going to get into that Scooby-Doo machine, and you're going to sit there and drive it across the street, and you're going to wait for, you know, about 40 minutes, and then you're going to wake up, and you're not going to remember any of this," as immediately you begin to follow her command and walk out, you know, of this sort of time. And at this point, this memory fades as you fulfill this sort of like command and all that kind of stuff. Now, as this memory sort of fades for you, you begin to feel something odd. You hear the sounds of shouting that doesn't correlate to what's going on here. You hear the sounds of tension and like vibrations and all that kind of stuff. And you realize something might be wrong in the real world. Who amongst you would like to break from this? Because you see that another memory is forming. And she kind of explains to you that what's going to happen is in chronological order, starting from the most recent, is one of the blocked memories. And then the further you go, the more blocked memories begin to get unveiled and all that kind of stuff. So who stays for another memory and who goes to see what's happening here? If you go, you can't come back.
I think I would stay for another memory.
Sure. So Blue
I-
will stay.
I will stay for another memory.
Okay.
I'm out. I'm good.
You're like,
Liz would absolutely break, because if it feels like something is wrong in the real world, I think she understands what's going on here enough to know that she's got to make sure everybody else can like get more information. And she's like, I'm not smart enough for this shit. I will help play defense.
sure, yeah. So we'll go with everyone else. So at this time, for Vera and Liz, you guys wake up, in this place. Your eyes immediately open up, and you hear the sounds of gunfire. You hear the sounds of sort of screaming as the Tremere in this sort of like conducting this sort of ritual break from their sort of ritual and begin to try to fight, but they're fighting for their unlife, essentially. As you see that one person right next to you just got a huge burst of sort of fire and flames that shot from the shotgun into their sort of like, sort of chest. And you can see that they're just like on fire and dead sort of right now. As you recognize immediately that these are human hunters that are, assaulting this sort of like manor. And they seem good at their jobs as they're immediately going hard and fast. Vera, you definitely recognize that these are some of the weapons that were used in your sort of vision. And you recognize that the battle is sort of like ensuing right now, and your companions are vulnerable and sort of passed out. Meanwhile, for Blue and Lincoln, what you guys experience at this time is that you are seeing yourself, at an Elysium together as you're all like gathering together. You guys are, in misery and sort of woe, and are just kind of like, I can't believe we fucked up, and lost the cat. Like, that's so stupid. Like, we lost it, and that's so like ridiculous. As you guys are like chatting about this, doing your own thing in this Elysium. And again, an Elysium is kind of a vampire party. Everyone from the territory gathers to be able to like, enjoy themselves, talk to the representatives if they want to, or whatever the case might be. And sure enough, you see that Melissa Hart walks up to you guys and join you and goes like, hey, I'm so sorry to hear about this whole drama that occurred to you guys. That is so unfortunate. Let me buy you drinks, as she immediately supplies you guys with sort of drinks. And it's the good stuff. It's extremely expensive and all that. And you guys like, share your sort of tale with her and all that kind of stuff. And you begin to sort of drink from her, glasses. And you definitely notice in that time that it's so sweet. It's so potent. It tastes so good. And as you do so, you feel yourself just become more attracted sort of to her. And it then fast forwards to all the times that you have drinking with her, which is a lot. It goes from like 3 experiences to 7 to 10 to like 12. You've been with her a lot of times, and every time she seems to wipe your sort of memory away. And you quickly begin to realize that you are bloodbound to her. You've drinking these drinks that have been offered to you by her, and she's put her blood in these drinks, and you have suddenly become bound sort of to her. And whatever she wants, you have to do. You cannot, resist. You cannot control yourselves. You must sort of do it. And you had no idea of this because she's been wiping, so your minds. And you can tell that she is powerful enough to have, actually had access to the dominate sort of triad of discipline and abilities, and is, done this kind of stuff. You've been pawns in this sort of weird game for such a long time, and you had no idea of it. As she looks to you guys in a time of confidence at the Elysium in open, view of everyone, and she kind of looks to you guys and goes like, you guys are so cute. I am so sorry that I'm gonna have to sacrifice you guys, but like I owe so many people so much money and I can't get out of it. So like I'm just gonna, fake my death and start new. And thank you guys so much for, all your contributions. As she like clinks your glasses as you're just like marionettes essentially doing whatever she wants. And so in this time in the real world, things are getting hot and heavy as literally as fire begins to ignite from these sort of like the flames of or like the mouth of these guns and everything. And you see that hunters have entered into the room that you guys are in. The Tremere are fighting off some of their targets, but there's 2 targets in front of you. You have your guns if you'd like and all that kind of stuff. You have whatever weapons you'd like. So what is it that you would like to do here? Attack or pick up your allies and run, or whatever you'd like to do?
I mean, I'm gonna attack. I don't think
Sure.
because I don't know how long this ritual thing needs to go on for us to find out everything we need to find out. So I'm on team leave them be as long as possible.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm absolutely going to attack And
And again, so this is a new scene. So that means that any abilities you activated last scene, you're going to have to refresh and activate again. So you're going to have to do another rouse check to activate prowess if you'd like, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
yeah, we'll do that. 'Cause why not? 9. All right, we're good.
9. Okay.
So
So you're totally fine there. And then go ahead and you can add all your points in potence to your actual sort of like roll and everything.
cool.
And then yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's all of these. All right. I'm gonna go for like if there's a potential target that looks like they are currently like the biggest threat, whether it's like somebody who is closer or they have the scariest looking weapon that I'm like, this is gonna be
Sure.
we can take less hits from this. Like whoever looks like the biggest threat, that's
Oh yeah,
where
you
I'm
see
going.
someone wielding a shotgun, and there's fire coming out of their shotgun.
Oh yeah, I'm going for that guy. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh right.
5, 2 10s, so 5.
So 6, 7. So
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So whenever you get a crit, just add 2 to your total, and then
There we go. I was like, it's 4, but I already
so
counted the
1,
2, and I was like,
2,
what's? And then I forgot how to do
5,
math.
6. Oh, they got 6 successes. Okay, so it's so unfortunate. So they seem very well trained. As they go ahead and annihilate one of the Tremere, sort of like that were kind of like conducting this ritual and helping you guys out. You know her name was Sarah, and it was her birthday, and so. So at this time you guys see that they turn to you and they immediately aim their sort of shotgun sort of to you, and then describe what you do to them. Yeah.
I'm going to run at them, and I'm going to grab the shotgun and move it so it is horizontal and crush into their windpipe against a wall.
Sure, you do so. So in Vampire the Masquerade, the differences in successes matters greatly as far as how much damage is done. So you got 7, they got 6. So that means that it's pretty close together. Granted, your lethal body gets you more than that, so you do end up taking this shotgun and like bending the sort of barrel and then like throwing sort of like hitting them in their sort of windpipe. It takes all the wind sort of out of them. They're coughing as they can't quite breathe too well, and you've like rendered their weapon useless, you know, sort of at this time. You recognize that their shot went awry and kind of like caught the sort of curtains on fire, and the ceiling is now ablaze and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have a special roll in just a moment, but first we'll go to Vera. So Vera, what is it you like to do here? As you see another hunter there, they seem to have a submachine gun, and they're aiming it sort of at you. Yeah.
Okay, I have just one question before we decide what we're. Is Stacy still in this building with us? 'Cause I would be freaking worried. Like,
that's a
about
great
her.
thing. Yeah. So she is there. She's fighting for her life. Yeah, and she's throwing hands. Yeah.
Okay, well, definitely gonna be taking my gun out for sure. And you said there's someone staring at me with a shotgun too?
Submachine gun. Yeah.
Submachine gun. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, I want to shoot my gun at them.
Sure. So you can do your dexterity or your
All right.
composure, and then you're gonna do your firearms. And again, if you want to rouse the blood or start a blood surge, you can do so to add 2 extra dice to your.
That's 2
dice
extra.
roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you do that, you're gonna have to do a rouse check, which is you roll a d10 and then see if it's 6 or higher, or 5 and below.
Okay. Do you want me to do that?
I can do it for you actually. So your hunger is gonna go up by 1. So now whenever you do, so your hunger 2 now.
2. Okay.
And then yeah, they're gonna try to strike at you. I feel bad. I feel like I'm picking on you because you're just a weaker target.
I know. It's okay. This
1,
is
2.
my life.
Okay, they got 2 successes. So
So difficulty is 2 for
Yep.
them. All right. And then for me, it'd be the
dexterity
and
or
firearm.
composure, and then firearms. Yeah.
Okay, either or. It'll
And
be
then you
4.
click the blood surge button because you got
Oh.
that, so you're gonna add 2 extra. Yeah.
So 2. Okay. My math. Me and math. We're just not friends. 3 successes.
Okay. So you succeed here. Describe this scene as you. Where are you aiming for?
Their head.
Sure, you do so. They are wearing a helmet. They're already primed and sort of ready to go for this. Trying their best to annihilate these targets in here. They did not expect so many vampires to be in this sort of manner. and you aim sort of at their head. It like fires into there. You crack their sort of helmet, and begin to fire again as it does embed itself into their sort of head, but it doesn't quite kill them. As they're screaming, there's blood coming down. You know, it's getting into their eyes and everything. And you've succeeded in this sort of combat. So going to them really quick, and then we're going to go to your allies. One of them has a crushed windpipe as they abandon their sort of gun. The place is on fire at this point. I'm going to need you guys to do a willpower check. You need 3 successes or more to not frenzy, because the building is on fire, and fire is one of your greatest weaknesses.
We got a 1. I got 1 success.
1 success. Okay, cool. You are Bruja terrified, so you're very scared. And then Vera, what'd you get?
Okay, so sorry, you said willpower.
Oh,
so
yeah,
just
yeah.
Put
So
that
you're
in
gonna
the
do
dice pool?
correct, yeah. So willpower and then difficulty 3.
Oh God, this is gonna be hell. All right, 4 successes.
All right, you're good. You're loving it. Yeah, this place is on fire, and you've got a cool head at this point. As you can see, that Liz is not. Like, there's a bit of oomph that's been taken out of her as she's fighting with this target, and she's no longer looking at them. She's looking at the fire, and like her eyes are going wide and everything as it's spreading. And you're looking around, and you're seeing some dead kindred that are around here. Like some of them are in torpor, other ones are straight up dead. So it'll go to the one that's with Liz. So Liz, for the rest of the scene, you're gonna have like -2 to your dice pool, essentially. So as this guy is going to go ahead and like drop his actual like shotgun, he's still coughing, trying to get air into his lungs, and then he goes and try to takes out like his magnum as he goes ahead and like aims it towards you. So go ahead and do again strength and brawl if you'd like to, and add your potence, but just subtract it by 2 dice, and then they're gonna go ahead and try to shoot you. Oh my god, they got 1 success as they're in front. You got 6 successes? Oh my gosh. So describe how you destroy this human.
Yes. I like kind of crush him, and then I let up because I'm like, it's human. This has to have worked. Oh no, it didn't.
Yeah.
He goes to pull his other gun, and I like grab his wrist, just like single hand snap it.
Oof.
And just punch him in his own face with it, just upwards into the nose.
Amazing.
And just yeah.
So that happens, but while it's happening, he goes like, I have a daughter named Emily, she's only 4 years, and then like immediately you do that and just like dead and gone as you are a vampire, they are just blood bags at this point. And the other one is in front of you, Vera. You've shot them in the head, but their helmet caught most of it, but it still dealt damage to them clearly as there's blood in their eyes as they're trying to blink it away. And they like aim again at you with their submachine gun, trying to fire at you. Go ahead and do your dexterity or composure, and then firearms. And if you want to surge the blood again, you can do so, but it may cause you to get hungrier. Do you want to surge the blood?
No, that's not.
Okay. And let me have them roll. Oh God. Okay. So
am I gonna regret this now?
they got 7 successes.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. So I will allow you to do willpower reroll, surge the blood, whatever you want to try to do.
Let's surge then.
Okay. So let me go ahead and see if you succeed. So they got 7. So you were fine. Your hunger is gonna stay the same, and so you get the 2 extra dice in your dice pool, and go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And even if you fail, the difference will still be slighters, because if they did get that,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the difficulty was what then?
7.
7. Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe they're all gonna be 10s, and you get like a bunch of
4 successes.
4. Okay, that's good. So you still fail, but you get close, closer than what it might have been before. So in this time, they take their submachine gun, and they realize as they look past, they look behind them and see that their companion is like dead and gone, like completely destroyed. And he doubles down in his effort and, opens fire in your sort of chest as you go ahead and fire at him as well as you get him in the leg and everything. And then they load you up with this. So they got 7 and then +3 and then you're 4. So yeah, so you're going to take 1 more point of aggravated as your chest is filled of sort of, lead at this point. How much damage do you have on you right now?
This is okay. How do you want me to set this up then?
Uh,
I'm
so
sorry, I
on
haven't done this far.
Oh, it's okay. So on your health tracker, you got a point
Oh,
of aggravated
shoot.
from the wrestling match. So that'll be an X in there, and then you're gonna get another X for this one as well. Um,
Okay,
and
so
then
2 X's
yep,
added to whatever I had.
correct. Yep.
Okay. All right, JK, got it.
Okay, cool. And then how much health do you have left?
S- Okay, so 8 health
Ooh, that's a lot.
left.
That might not be right. Let me go ahead and check super fast. Let me see.
Well, you said to add 2, right?
Yeah. So your
From
health
earlier.
should be your stamina plus, I think, 3.
Wait. Okay, now I feel like I've just lost.
You're okay. I know what the problem is, and that's like you have a lot of so how many black dots do you have in health?
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7? Okay, let me see.
Yes.
Uh
I didn't do math, so that's probably why I just counted
oh,
whatever
gotcha.
I
Okay.
had.
You
So
have
Okay.
more health than me?
you do not. So
No.
you have 5 total health for your thing. So it should be at least 2 are down there. So the squares below it with the empty boxes.
Oh, the squares.
Yeah, that's
is
where you're
where
gonna put
I
the X's
it.
in. Yeah.
Gosh.
I can't remember if you
Don't
got
even-
damaged last session. So we're gonna leave it as just these 2. Did you get damaged? I can't remember. I know you got into a fight with Nosferatu.
I wait, in the first day we did I shot someone. I
Okay.
remember.
Yeah, you're fine. So we're gonna put 2 of those. So you have 3 health left. If you get to your
Okay, 3 health left. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. It's just
So-
not letting me mark it for some reason.
yeah, it might be weird. You could just like put it in your notes section or something like that.
Yeah, let me do that.
So in this time,
3 health.
what's going to happen is that your companions are on the floor in a burning building as their minds are like circling around. You're just in this loop essentially where you're watching all of the times you hung out with Melissa Hart and like you just didn't remember, and you've been here for a long sort of time. You can't actually never mind. Yeah. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and take our 15-minute break as you decide how you're going to wake your companions up and like what you're going to do to get out of here and where are the keys to that Cybertruck limo. Actually, we'll say that they gave it to you. So and do you want to rescue Princess or do you want to leave her be? And are you gonna abandon her for a second time? As
No.
amazing. So all right, I will see you guys in 15 minutes. There we go. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. We are back from sort of break and ready to get into more super casual chill shenanigans. And yes, so in this time, you guys have engaged in combat with these hunters, and it's been pretty intense. They seem to be trained in the art of vampire hunting. They brought fire, they brought stake launchers and all kind of stuff, and they're using them on this sort of nest of vampires. And you see and hear that there are kindred that are dying, in this time from this stuff. So meanwhile, Blue and Lincoln, you are watching like image after image, scene after scene of you spending time with Melissa, and just don't even remember it, and all that kind of stuff. You feel that the vibrations, the rumbling, everything is sort of like cracking, and kind of like you're going to be forced out of this sort of vision very quickly. Do you try to hold on and watch more, or do you break out and return to the real world?
I try to look more because I don't know anything else is going on, and I feel like if something's trying to stop me, maybe I'm trying to push through a block. So I'm gonna try to stay in that vision.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. And then Blue.
I'm torn because we need some clue as to where Melissa is. But clearly something is going around. I think Blue would wake up.
Okay, so Blue wakes up, And Lincoln, even though you don't know it for a fact, but you feel like your spirit is alone here. Everything is a facade, and you are sort of here. It feels like it's been hours, that you've been in this sort of place. So in this time, what you find, Lincoln, as you're sitting here and you're recognizing that in one of the situations that you came and sort of like, were with her as she was going over her sort of plan, and she even asked you guys directly, bloodbound, like, what is the best way to sort of get out of this situation and all the kind of stuff that I found myself in. And Vera begins to rattle off with like, okay, well, here's the evidence that you would need to leave behind in order to make it a compelling sort of scene. And like, you need your vitae to be in the mix here because it can be identified by like X, Y, and Z and all that kind of stuff. And you guys like helped her orchestrate all of this, and you had no idea sort of about it. And at the end of it all, Vera kind of like explains that like, yeah, at the Phoenix sort of Sky Harbor Airport, there is a private sort of area that the planes can actually, fly away from. And I have a couple contacts that could, or maybe you, Lincoln, will say that, because of your like status and renown, that you could actually get on a plane and get out of here. And you probably want to go somewhere in sort of South America or what have you, to kind of lay low and start a new sort of life there and everything. And she goes, I think that sounds great. Yeah, that sounds really great. And you kind of recognize that she's probably at the airport, getting ready to like head out, around this sort of time. And there may be time to stop her. You're uncertain because you know that exact airport, how that layout is, the contacts all there. You just need time to get to your phone and like, start making phone calls and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and you need, because clearly she's the evidence that you guys didn't kill her because she is alive, and not only that, but it's a huge, breach, and not breach rather, but just like against the law to blood bond a bunch of people beyond their sort of like consent and everything like that. And she could get the final death for this, especially since it's a breach because of all the like police involved and eyes on it and all that sort of resources spent to go find you guys. And if you guys had been killed, it would be a wrongful sort of death. So at this time, there is a lot more to see, but you definitely feel the rumblings are getting so strong now. So we'll pause really quick to go to Blue. You wake up to see your companions fighting for their life, essentially, as there's blood and gore that's all around you. The building's on fire, so I need you to make a willpower check. You need 3 to succeed.
No.
Okay. You immediately wake up and you're like freaking out reasonably because the fire is getting larger, it's getting worse and everything. You watch from the distance as they're escorting the Baron out of this place to make sure they're okay, and their enforcers are like trying to deal with these hunters to stop them from following and all that. And yeah, so meanwhile, someone else enters the room and they have like a shotgun as they look to you, and they're gonna like use it on you. It's your turn currently, so what do you want to do? Yeah.
I have a handgun, so I think I'm gonna pull out the handgun and I'm gonna fire.
Sure. Yeah. Dexterity or composure, and then firearms. If you want to surge the blood, you can, or leave it be.
I'll leave it be for now.
And you are a ministry. What? Oh yeah, your claim bait is bright lights, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
light.
so we're just gonna say you're freaking out because of the fire, and you're gonna have a -2 dice penalty to.
Then I am going to rouse the blood.
Go to roll that rouse check and then see what you get.
I succeed.
Okay, you're good. Yeah.
So I'm basically just not going to roll the extra blood surge dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I gotta roll.
3 successes.
Okay, they get 1 to 4 successes. Do you want to leave it be, or do you want to try to willpower reroll or anything?
I'll leave it be.
Okay, so they have their shotgun. It unloads in fire and flames as it like these dragon breath rounds, which are real in real life, by the way. I had no idea about this. And it like fills the room with fire, and it engulfs you in fire and sort of flames. You're gonna take 2 points of aggravated from this as your skin is melting. Your clothes are sort of melded to your sort of flesh at this point, and all that sort of stuff is happening. And then it goes to Lincoln. Do you remain or do you leave?
At this point, the urges are so strong that I start to try to leave.
Yeah, you immediately wake up and you find that things are going crazy. I need you to do a frenzy check. So you need to do a willpower roll. I need 3 successes.
and 3 successes.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, you wake up, you see the building's on fire, and maybe it's that you turn to blue and you see Liz, and they're freaking out. They're not looking good as they're panicking. Should they stay and fight? Should they leave? And it kind of gets you sort of together as, maybe Vera's calling out to your companions to, like, sort of like, stay with me, stay together. We have to, get out of this. And meanwhile, you see that there is someone else that has entered the room with a sort of stake launcher, and they look to you guys. They look to you specifically, and they try to shoot at you with it. So dexterity, composure, or you can do mesmerize. Whichever you want to do. Yeah.
I will do mesmerize.
Sure. Yeah. So, and then they are, aware of what you can do, so they are going to be able to roll, but they are mortal still, so they're not going to have that many dice. They get 1 or 2 successes.
Okay. And we got 2 successes.
Okay, so it is your turn. So you succeed. With this, what is it that you'd like to tell them to do?
I tell them to help grab my companions and get them out of here now.
Sure. They immediately drop the stake launcher, and then they help to, like, get you guys sort of up. You hear that Lincoln is like kind of like shouting that, sort of at them. So you know that this guy is temporarily on your side as he drops his sort of weapons and then grabs you guys and then tries to make towards the sort of door. Granted, he's immortal, so he might, like, put some force onto you, but that doesn't mean he can absolutely move you. But otherwise, he does try to, like, lead you out of here. And yeah. And so, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to break combat and run, or would you like to stay and sort of, like, finish his targets off? And Liz, your target's dead, so.
I vote run.
Run, okay.
I'm on team run, but I am also keeping very close eyes on our currently mesmerized new friend.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it looks like he might no longer think we're the coolest people, and try to do something about that, I will attack him to make sure we get away. But otherwise, I'm on team run.
Perfect. So go ahead and do an athletics and dexterity roll to be able to book it out of here. If you have celerity, you can add your celerity dice to this pool. And then, yeah. You need 3 successes to succeed.
Yeah, I know I dropped it.
1.
1?
Success.
Okay. And then Vera, what'd you get?
Oh, for the run?
Yeah, so athletics and
okay.
dexterity.
So we're all running. Okay, got
Yep.
it. Because I was here like debating whether or not I wanted to not run.
Oh, it's up to you. Yeah. So here's the deal. If you stay behind for this round and fight, you will reduce the difficulty for everyone else. So it'll go from 3 successes to 2 successes you need. And then if another person stays and fights, it'll drop to 1 success only needed, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. It's just the whole princess thing. I don't want to leave her.
True. That's actually very true.
Now, as far as my disciplines, what did you say the Mask of a Thousand Faces does again?
That allows you to warp your sort of face to look like, someone either nondescript or in my, sort of opinion, you could look like someone else, like that you choose. So if you wanted to, yeah, go on.
So if I wanted to be like one of the dead ones from
Sure.
like the humans, that way I can get to the princess safely.
Yes. Mhm.
And pretend like I'm taking her out. I want to do that.
Absolutely. So I'll do a rouse check for you. So you fail, so your hunger's going to go up by 1.
Okay.
But sure enough, your face morphs to look like, one of their allies. To your companions, you look like yourself, but to them, their mind makes, you look like one of their friends. So you can walk around here without any harm or issue, because even the vampires here know who you are. So you can see the scene as you, like, walk away from this guy who's way too injured to do anything. Maybe a fiery pillar from above crashes down and kills him. And then you walk out of this sort of room. You see Princess is struggling against 2 targets as she's cornered, injured, and all that kind of stuff. Do you want to fire a gun or anything like that?
Not necessarily, because I don't want them to like assume me as an enemy right now. So I want to take control of the princess and kind of get them off of her. So I would tell them, like, I have this one, and then, like, grab her and then go in a different direction from
Sure.
everybody else.
Okay. That works. So whatever you do, you're gonna get a +2 to your dice pool because you have the Mask of a Thousand Faces. So you can either do a charisma persuasion to try to like tell them like, hey, I got this. You know, you guys are good. Or you can, you know, get additional 2 to your combat check and try to like, you know, deal more damage to them if you like. Yeah.
I can do the charisma and persuasion. So
Okay.
that'll be the original 4 plus a 2 you said. So
Yeah.
so 6 there. Okay. And then hunger's 3 now, right?
Correct.
And then what's the difficulty?
0. Since they failed. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. 3 successes.
Okay, with 3 successes, you tell this to them, and they hear screaming and fighting in the other room. And they're like, "All right, you know, let's go over there." So like 2 of them go away. One of them stays behind with Princess to like help you out. And they have them with, you know, they have a shotgun in their hands and be like, you know, we got this. As she looks to you and is stunned, you know, because she doesn't know what you're sort of doing, but realizes that like something's happening. Like they shouldn't be looking to you as an ally, but yet they are. And it's going to give them the opportunity to just like strike full blown into their chest and put their fists to their sort of chest. And then you've like you saved me as they like pull out their bloody fist from the chest of their assailant and all that. And yeah, okay. So everyone else, you need 2 successes to succeed unless someone else wants to stay behind and fight. So I know Blue failed. You only have 1. So Liz and Lincoln, if you roll athletics dexterity, you need 2 successes now to succeed. 4, so you're good.
I got 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And 0.
0. Okay. Yeah. So in this time, let me go and roll and see. And you got 2 and you got 1. So some assailants begin to open fire on you as they see that you guys are trying to exit the building. 1, 2. So you guys are going to take 3 points of superficial, as they're just normal bullets, but they do riddle your body sort of with it. So both of you are going to take 3 superficial damage, which is just a slash, not an X. And then going over to so Liz, you I assume that you get the Cybertruck limo.
Yeah, I don't like it, but it is the vehicle I have keys for, so I get to that and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most obnoxious vehicle in the parking lot. You find it immediately.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if this is better than the mystery machine, but okay. And I get in and I like turn and like, where was everybody?
Sure. And Vera, you know what? I'll make this easy for you. What happens in this time is that Princess, in her 4'9" stature, picks you up and uses her strength to be able to carry you out of this building that's on fire and flames and all that kind of stuff. Kindred and humans are fighting for their, you know, lives, and you get into the Cybertruck and then be able to ride off sort of into the night. But it's not that easy, as there are people that are pursuing you at this time. Your vision is coming true at this point as they're chasing you down. And in this deep of sort of Gilbert, Arizona, there's not many people around. So the roads are completely, you know, just to you guys. So Liz, I'm going to need you to make a drive check. So it's going to be dexterity, or actually dexterity and drive would probably be the best one here. Because you can't quite be calm in the situation. You've got to like be quick. And
do I still have my -2 penalty?
No, so you've moved
Okay.
location, so this is a new scene. This
Okay,
is
cool.
like the driving scene, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I don't think I have anything that helps. Actually, under celerity, I have something that if I do a rouse check, I can get a +2 to non-combat dex checks.
Sure. Yep.
All right, let's try it. Let's try that. Oh, I'm getting hungry. It's okay. It's
You're like,
fine.
back to Whataburger, as you just like.
Okay.
I need it.
Yeah, right? Same. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
So we'll do that and another one. Okay, great. All right. So we've got. Oh, there's crit. Let's see. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Okay. And then was one of the 10s a part of your blood dice, or is it a normal?
No.
Okay.
No,
So
it's not my hunger.
in this time, you go ahead and succeed. Actually, yeah, you know what? You needed 3 successes to succeed, so that's totally fine. So And this time you get in your car and you drive hard and fast, and you let this kitty purr as you drive through here. They're chasing you, trying to keep up and everything like that. They're assailing this vehicle with their bullets, sort of stake launcher. It is doing damage. There are some windows that are shattering, but ultimately you're able to keep everyone sort of relatively safe as you guys are like bouncing in the back and kind of like all that sort of stuff. So it goes to you guys. You guys will have an advantage of +1 dice in your dice pool because of Liz's great driving. What would you like to do to defend yourselves from this situation? And by the way, there is blood wine in this vehicle. You can reduce 1 hunger point by drinking it. Yeah.
I'll take that. And
Sure.
pulling out that gun.
And then okay, good. And then go to do your dexterity and firearms. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't use composure in this time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and you said the +1, right?
Correct. Yep.
Right. Perfect. And then difficulty.
Difficulty will be, let's see here, 2.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay, that's good. You fire it off into the night, and you end up hitting someone that was like firing at you. They had a submachine gun. They're riddling the side of this vehicle with these bullets, and you end up hitting them in the shoulder. It's enough to get them back in the vehicle to stop, firing at you. And then Lincoln or Blue, anything for you guys?
I'm not much help in this situation, but I'll try firing just to
Sure.
cause some 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes. Let me go ahead and see really quick. That is 2 successes. So you succeed here as once again you have your gun, you fire it off, and you hit someone that's in the passenger seat of one of these 2 vehicles that's chasing you guys. And it stops them from actually, as they were like reloading their sort of gun, getting ready to pop back out of the window and fire at you, and you pop them in the chest, and it doesn't kill them, but it definitely injures them as they're like holding off from firing at you guys. And then Lincoln.
I am going to try to see if I can gain someone's eye contact remotely. I'm gonna use awe to try to get their attention on me, and then I'm going to try to mesmerize them, or actually, in this scenario, it wouldn't be mesmerize. I would try to compel them to steer in a different direction.
Sure. Let me go ahead and check compel really quick, because you might have to, after establishing eye contact, you can issue a single command, which must be possible to complete in a single turn, which much we obey to letter. Yeah, you're fine. They don't have to hear you, so you say this to them, and your will supernaturally is embraced sort of by them. Now they still have to roll because they are mortal, because they are trained and they know what you can do. So go to roll what you need to, and they got 1 success.
Oh, okay. 3, 4. I have 4 successes.
Okay, you dominate their mind. And what was your command to do?
So my command was steer in a different direction.
Okay, they immediately do so as they steer hard sort of like to the right, and it causes our car to like flip essentially as they like steered way too difficult, and it just kind of like crashes, and there's only 1 vehicle sort of left. So going to them, there's 3 of them in this sort of vehicle. They pop out of their sort of windows to be able to fire, and one of them is going to try to hit Blue. So Blue, you can do your composure and or dexterity and firearms again if you'd like to, or one of your other abilities. And they got 1 success.
Is there like a? Yeah, I'll do dexterity firearms.
Sure.
Please,
Yeah.
Please. Oh, 4 successes.
All right. They only had 1, so you succeed here. As you see them take out, it's the guy you injured, and he takes out sort of his gun. He's wounded. He's got like a bunch of like pain, but he's like trying to grit through it. And you fire again and hit him in the head as he just like goes limp essentially into and just ragdolls. The next one is Vera. So Vera, this guy ends up having a stake launcher, and he aims it straight towards you, and then is like getting ready to launch it at you. He had 5 successes. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
I could take photos of my dice if you need me to. Yeah.
Oh, 5 for them. Okay.
Oh, Princess is with you as well. I'll make sure that she gets a contribution. Yeah.
Okay. And then my dice pool will stay the same as 5, right? Or is it 4?
Your dice pool, yes, it'll have that +1 because
Plus 1?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. 4 successes.
Okay, 4 successes. So you had 4 successes. They had 5. If you want to push it, you can try to do a willpower reroll if you want to reroll any non-hunger dice, or you can go ahead and surge the blood to get 2 extra dice in your dice pool. Now,
Alright,
I will tell you, you need 2
Uh-huh.
more successes to win because it's
Uh-huh.
their turn. So you need to get 6 or above. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm not sure what to do here. You said Princess would contribute though, right?
Yes.
So from whatever 4 I have, she'll just contribute. All right, we're gonna risk that and just go for it.
Sure. You try to fire off with your handgun and everything like that, and you maybe do hit their body armor, but the stake flies through the air, pierces through the vehicle, and then pins you in the shoulder. It didn't hit your heart, so you're fine, but it did. It's going to deal 3 superficial damage. So there's 2 types of damage. There's aggravated and superficial. So that means that you have currently 2 aggravated and then 3 superficial. So when your health bar, which is 5, fills up completely with superficial, all damage after that, no matter if it's aggravated or superficial, is going to go to aggravated. And when your bar fills up with all aggravated, that is when you go into torpor. So you kind of like have 2 health bars, sort of. So in this time, what happens is Princess looks that you got injured, and she goes like, she takes the stake out of you, and with your consent, she gives you a huge kiss. Do you allow it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Sure, you do so.
I'll take it.
As she like cries blood tears, and she's like, "We gotta talk later." As she immediately
Definitely later.
Yeah, she kicks open the door and flies out and from the vehicle onto the other car, and immediately just begins to pound into the driver's face and crushes him as the vehicle, just like swerves over, and you're good. You're home free essentially. Hopefully, she makes it out of that situation, but she stopped this sort of vehicle. These 2.
She better. She better. That's what I'm saying.
Amazing. As everything goes quiet, essentially, there's a huge sound from like the rushing of the wind from this like. Actually, you didn't break open the door. You can close the door, and there's blood wine in here. There's 3 more drinks of blood wine. So anyone who wants to reduce their hunger by 1 can drink one of those, or one person can drink multiple if you guys want to. Yeah.
I'm gonna yell back. If one's left over, I will take it, but I'm fine if you guys need it.
I don't need it. Other people can take it.
I can take one.
Sure. So you have 3. So whoever wants to drink it can go ahead and reduce their hunger by 1.
You can rouse the blood to heal an aggravated damage, right?
You can, yes. So in order to heal your aggravated damage, you would need to do 3 rouse checks to heal 1 point of aggravated. To heal 3 superficial, you need 1 rouse check. So superficial is really easy to heal, but aggravated takes a lot. So yeah.
I'll wait.
Okay, perfect. So you guys reduce your hunger. Does anyone else want to heal anything, or do leave it be?
I don't
Yeah,
know
like,
I should.
if people want to heal, I will forego the blood wine. Like that is a safety drink if it is there. If literally anybody's like, I feel like I need to do a thing, please take it.
I think I better do a thing. I have some damage.
Sure.
So he will take it.
Okay. Yeah. Then
so-
I will keep my hunger then.
If you're
and
gonna
I will
heal
not-
your superficial, you just need to do 1 rouse check to heal 3 points of superficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do a rouse check, and I succeeded. So perfect.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. And then Vera, if you want to heal any of your aggravated or your superficial, you could do so now. So to heal the superficial, you need 1 rouse check. If you want to heal one of the aggravated, you'll do 3 rouse checks.
Okay. Just because I'm still a little new to this.
Uh-huh.
As far as my damage was, I had already 3 health left, right?
Mhm.
So superficial, I don't remember how many. Like, is that part of those
It was
three?
yeah. So the way that I kind of run it is you have two health bars. One is aggravated and one is superficial. So aggravated is a serious, strong hit that you took,
Yeah.
and then superficial is just like a bullet wound, knife wound, all that sort of stuff that you can heal easily. So your total health is 5. So that means you have 5 points for aggravated and 5 points for superficial. So your aggravated pool is 2 and your superficial is 3. So once your superficial pool gets all the way to 5, then all damage after that will be just aggravated, even if it is going to be like just superficial.
Okay.
So yeah.
So superficial. Yeah, then we'll do superficial then.
Okay, I'll roll your rouse check. You succeed. So you remove the superficial damage, from your bar, and then you have just your 2 aggravated now.
Okay.
And you are alone for the most part. So as you're gonna go ahead and ride off into the night, you have a moment to think about everything that's happened thus far. What is it you guys would like to say to one another in this time?
I'm gonna fill in Liz and Vera on what we learned in our vision, that we've been pawns of Melissa this whole time, and that she's alive and we need to find her.
She is most likely gone to the airport. I know that airport. We just need to figure out how to stop them from getting out of here.
I have an idea. D'Angelo.
Hmm?
I have 3 in contacts
Mhm.
because I'm a PR person. I assume if some of my clients are like celebrities and athletes, they would use this private airport.
Yes. Yep.
So maybe I know someone who works at the airport that I could call and maybe try to convince or bribe into not letting any flights take off for like an hour. Or
Sure.
something
Good.
like that.
Yeah. Go and do charisma persuasion, and then add in your dots of context.
Charisma, persuasion, plus contact. Please. Oh, yay. I got a crit.
Oh,
So
good.
that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah, they owe you a boon essentially, and you cash in this boon to be like, do not under any circumstances let anyone leave. As they're like,
You see, this is like you finally see Blue like in his element. He like whips out a phone and you see him like calling someone to call someone. He has a second phone for some odd reason that he's got going to call someone, and it's like, Jimmy, you there? Yeah, I need you to hold that plane. I don't care what it takes. Probably like switching phones and everything like that. And then like he just hangs them both up and he's like, it's done.
yeah. So they tell you like, I have someone who wants to leave immediately, and I'll do what I can to delay them. I'll go, okay, I'll go and do it with it, especially with that many successes. You make it very clear, like you will never work in this town again. As yeah, so you gotta do that.
Yeah. Lincoln just mentions, I am so turned on right now, but we're going to deal with that later.
There you go.
I moved the rear view mirror so I cannot see the back of the car. Just as a precaution. I hear that, I'm like, nope.
You see the lip bite, and you're like, all right, I can do that. Yeah.
Oh, Blue. All right.
Yeah.
We'll have that meeting.
Amazing. And then Vera and Liz, at all, do you have any things you want to do at this point?
As soon as it's like we need to get to this, she's at the airport, I'm like, I'm making sure if we're not already heading in the correct direction, like we are taking the shortest route there, and I am flooring it as much as this awful Cybertruck will let us go. I guess the nice thing is because it's electric, it doesn't make a ton of noise. So
Sure, yeah. So at this point, okay, so Vera, I'm gonna have you do a wits and awareness roll. A very important wits and awareness roll.
Uh-oh.
Great. All right. Wits and awareness. Okay, so let me add that here. That's 4 for wits and 3 for awareness.
You need 3 successes.
All right. I'm just making sure I counted right. My math skills, great. So my hunger is back down, and I need 3 successes.
Mhm.
Okay. And the difficulty is
3.
3. Okay, I just want to make sure that that's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Successes. Okay, is difficulty. Perfect. 3 successes. Success. Yeah. that's
Okay,
what I
good.
have.
So, with your 3 successes, you guys, you're hearing that Blue is chatting about all this. Lincoln is like in love or in lust, whichever, and then Liz is focusing on driving and all that kind of stuff. As like, you hear the sounds of outside, the rush of air from the bullet holes, and like, kind of moving over, kicking the like stake that like stabbed you in the the chest earlier and all that, and you suddenly see in the back there's a blur of motion, and as you squint your eyes and look further, you can tell that it is a kindred, a very fast kindred, clearly using celerity to run abnormally fast. You've seen how fast Liz can move, and this is like triple that times. They're gonna catch up to you in no time at all. What is it that you say to Liz at all? Yeah.
I just want to let you know, Liz, that we have someone running really fast towards us in the back.
So,
yeah.
if you like to, you all kind of look at this point, and you can see this blur of motion. It's not normal. It's absolutely coming after you guys. If you want to, you can do your wits and politics to see who it might be. Otherwise, you can do your dexterity and drive to like really push this thing as fast as it can go. Even though you know that you're running out of gas, it's like, yeah.
4 successes.
4 successes. Okay, good. And I'll wait for everyone else really quick.
You said wit and politics?
Yeah, wits and politics. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just fucking driving until somebody is like, no,
Yeah.
this is a good person who's nah.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
What's the success we need? I'm sorry.
3.
3. Okay, perfect. 2 successes for me.
All right. So, Blue, to your horror, you see one of the like strongest and greatest hounds of the actual prince. It is Simon Mitchell. Once an 80s sort of like, a pop star and everything like that. Now a servant of the actual court of sort of Phoenix. And he alone is like, what his coterie is never, far behind, as he immediately is, flying down this road, gonna catch up to you guys. And you know that things are serious when he pulls out his silver gilded sort of butterfly knife, and he just did. As Liz, what is your drive check?
I got 4 successes on the drive check.
Okay, you're good. You're keeping like pace essentially, and trying your best to outmaneuver him, but your gas isn't gonna go so far. So eventually they're gonna catch up to you and all that kind of stuff. Blue, what do you say or do? Yeah.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Like, the prince's favorite coterie has been sent to take us out, and Simon Mitchell, who for whatever reason will not allow me to represent him, is very quickly going to be catching up to us very soon. We're in trouble.
And for everyone's knowledge, this is actually Blue's other VTM character with like 80 experience points. That's like built into it. Yeah. So yeah, it's like, yeah. So in this time, you drive hard and fast. You're keeping pace, but you're seeing that the needle is on E essentially, and it's beginning to sort of like sputter and all that kind of stuff. As eventually it comes to just a slow sort of roll, and you.
Yeah, it's like as soon as I could tell, it's like he's like, this is very bad. This is who this is, and I can tell like this vehicle's not gonna make it. I am going to roll down the window. I'm going to take the gun that I have always tucked kind of into the back of my pants and hold that back towards Lincoln. I was like, this is yours now. And I want to go out the window to like, I just like,
address them,
like,
yeah.
and just like, I put it into like neutral so it will keep like rolling.
Sure.
And I fucking just go out the window to try to at least be like, cool, by them time, I have the best chance physically against this person. Let's go.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Benji, do you want to pull out Simon Mitchell's character sheet and roll against Liz?
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Use
2,
whatever you want to use for your
3,
character sheet.
4.
'cause,
Yeah, let's fucking go.
it's good old PvP action. Yeah.
Oh,
see.
that's amazing.
So 2 of these are gonna be.
So
hunger.
whoever has the
1, 2,
most dots
3.
in celerity, which I know is Simon Mitchell,
Simon.
will go first, and then after that it'll go Liz. Yeah.
I will rouse check to get my extras
You're like
here.
everything, just like throw everything
Yeah.
on there. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see. Okay, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Clearly, Simon has activated fleetness. So that's that. Simon
yeah.
will rouse the blood. Succeeds.
So does fleetness apply here? Because I already had that up too.
Yeah. It's already applied. Yeah.
Let me get these guys in here. Okay.
So that's. Let me make sure I got the right amount of dice.
I am. Look, I know yours person is OP as hell. I am quite proud of the amount of dice that I have for at least being a little baby character. So. Okay. 1. Oh, that's a hunger crit. Okay, we'll do with that. 5.
Simon is also going to willpower this.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, willpower. Why not? Yeah, let's do all the things.
Do it. You know.
Do all the things. Okay, so it's not. I can only re-roll non-hunger dice.
Yeah,
That's
3
those.
non-hunger dice. Up
Oh,
to
3 non-hunger. Okay, cool. So then
Simon got 8 with a crit.
the 8 already includes the crit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got. Well, that wasn't super helpful. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9.
All right.
All right,
I
cool.
did crit on my hunger dice, so include that and whatever the fuck that needs to be. But
that's the messy crit, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a messy crit. So you're doing everything you can to help out your allies as you're letting
Oh,
your
yeah.
rage fuel you as you activate prowess. Your fangs are dropped. Your eyes are red. You're flying out of this vehicle. You have celerity. It's not as fast as him, but he did not expect this as his eyes go wide. And you, what do? Clock him or knee him in the face or whatever? Yeah.
I am still. Well, I say this, but I don't know exactly how the messy gets. How that comes in here. So what my yeah.
Essentially, it's a masquerade breach if you're around humans, but this is a vampire and vampire fight, so you're fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. My intent is now that we've gotten all the updates, it's like I know he is just following orders, and I can respect that. I don't want to. It's like I am in purely defensive, just trying to buy time. I know I'm not gonna be able to talk him down mode, so it's like I am just going for the full like grapple tackle, get the knife away, like out of his hand, because I know that's gonna be a problem, and just like let that be lost to the night, and just trying to keep him like pinned to the ground and be and say as much, be like, I know you're just following orders. This is she's alive. She set us up. We need to get her. She's at the airport. Let us go.
And Simon, you can roleplay Simon if you like to. Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, I think Simon would be like.
And also, sorry, do you want to describe what Simon Mitchell looks like and the vibe?
Oh,
of them?
yeah.
Yes, give us the vibe. Because since I'm in the full like grapple, just trying to pin him down, like I am like on top of him. So like, if this is gonna be sexy, we need to know.
Yeah, Simon is an 80s, literally stepped out of like an 80s pop rock music video, bleach blonde hair,
assassin,
mesh shirt, leather pants. Like looks like a rock star, dangly earring, the whole 9 yards. And I think in this moment he would, if he's getting grappled like this, he would be like, this is very intimate. I have to process these feelings, but I'm here for a job.
I get that.
And,
I get that.
It's your combat turn. If or no, it's Liz's because that was Blue's. Or sorry, Simon's. Yeah. So Liz, if you would like to go now, you can. To do strength of brawl just to keep him there, or like whatever you want to do to try to like convince him. You can do charisma persuasion. Yeah.
I just want to keep because I know like I don't think I'm going to be able to convince him. Like if he's in the ranks of the favorites, I'm like there's nothing I'm going to say. Like
If he's
he's
here, his coterie is
yeah.
going to be here soon, and you
Yeah.
cannot outmatch his coterie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, we'll try. I'm gonna try. I will try to knowing
And,
that if they're all coming.
And if you want to, then the Lincoln and Vera and Blue, of course, you guys can do something as the car is in neutral, so it's like rolling at a pathetic speed, sort of, and like you're watching as your companion is like apparently winning the fight, but it's looking like it's gonna be a struggle because you know that Simon Mitchell is like straight up an assassin for the prince, and one of and their coterie that they're is also extremely powerful as well.
What does Lincoln see from his perspective?
Yeah, so you can see that Liz has left the vehicle. There's no one driving this sort of vehicle anymore. The car is sputtering, so there's no gas in it anymore. And you can see that Simon and Liz are wrestling sort of on the ground. It seems that Liz is winning, and like it seems like they're trying to sort of talk. But Simon has a playful sort of look about him. He's not threatened, by any means, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so and that the coterie is probably not too far behind. Maybe you see headlights. You're uncertain. Yeah.
So Lincoln is going to get out of the car, get out of the limo truck, and tries to use awe to get Simon's attention.
Sure. Do you all pile out, or do some of you stay in?
I'll step out too.
Sure. And then Blue?
I think Blue would step out. I'm not sure what Blue's gonna do, but
yeah, you look to your
step out.
guns and you realize it's feeble. It's nothing to a kindred, especially as powerful as this. And you guys can head over to them to kind of like talk and all that kind of stuff. To show the case that you're non-aggressive, because again, Liz could punch, but they didn't. They grappled, and all that kind of stuff. So that's to your advantage. So what is it that you like to say in your sort of defense? As you see clearly now, headlights are approaching. That must be his coterie. That's like followed behind.
Lincoln tries get Simon's attention, and tries to. Actually, he's not going to compel. I think he's going to wait. He's going to wait until he could see what else Liz does, unless she's like wanting to do something else, because she has him grappled. But I don't know if something else is going to happen because we haven't talked yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to.
So you like hold your action and just like, but you're not aggressive, so you're not holding up your gun, you're not doing anything like that. So yeah, you're clearly showing that you're not going to try to fight them. And Vera, do you do anything?
I don't think there's much I can do.
You go invisible and run. As like, yeah.
No, I'm not running. I'm not running.
And okay, cool. So Liz, the scene, or sorry, Blue. Is there anything that Blue wants to do at this time?
I think Blue's just gonna stand beside Lincoln to offer some help, depending on what Lincoln does.
Sure.
Because Blue can like try to hold his gaze, or could, try to do something like that.
You all are filled with dread as you know that this is the end of the line. You can't fight your way out of this. Like, so the car stops as you see the doors open up, and you see that there is a Lasombra, a master of sort of shadows that can control actual shadows. There's a Malkavian, one of the most powerful seers that is actually in sort of this area, and all that, and a Zamisi, which is I don't think they fleshcraft, but they're also very powerful as well. And this time, Liz, the scene returns to you as you can see that their allies have arrived, at this point. What is it that you like to say? Now, whatever you say, because you're non-aggressive, you get a +2 dice bonus. Now, even though Simon was temporarily taken over by his, sort of owner. He's still an NPC in this thing, so he has a difficulty check that you need to meet in order to convince them that you're innocent. Parlay. We'll explain everything. Yeah.
I'm gonna lean in a little closer, complicate those feelings that he had. Okay. I understand. Everything looks bad. Melissa forced a blood bond on us and had us help her fake her death. She is alive. She's trying to get on a plane to leave. We would like to go have a conversation with her so she can clear all of this up. Your help in that endeavor would be wonderful. And then everybody can get the consequences they deserve and not be held accountable for something they are not responsible for.
And charisma, persuasion, and you get 2 extra dice. Your dice pool for this.
Good, because
Yeah, you're a Bruja. So even though Jen, the player, is really good at talking, Liz is like,
yeah. Okay, you said I get 2.
2 extra dice. Yeah. And then if
Okay.
you want to blood surge to get 2 additional dice to your dice pool, you can do
Yes,
that.
yes, I do. What is involved in the blood search? I haven't needed to do that yet.
Yeah, so you're gonna do a rouse check, and
Okay.
yeah, regardless, your hunger might go up, but that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 6 on the rouse check.
Okay.
Okay. So that gives me another 2.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. This is
And
slightly
you need
better.
3 successes to succeed.
I need you to behave. Please. Oh, this is not the right number of hunger dice though. There we go. Okay. 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 All right. Yes. I got 3. I got 3 exactly.
All right. So you say this. You are stuttering. You're mumbling. You're like your eyes are darting. Your grip is getting weaker as you know how quick Simon is. And we're gonna say that in a blur of motion, Simon is out of your grapple with like the switchblade sort of to your side, ready to sort of strike, but allows you to finish your sort of sentence and your thoughts as he. We're gonna say that Simon kind of looks to the group. Actually, Simon, I'll let you role play this sort of scene, but essentially, they have convinced you to bring them to the sheriff and to kind of like speak. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact: Simon is not in our regular roleplay. Does not like blood bonds. So I think if he hears this news about the blood bonds, he would be like, "That is a very serious accusation." And if that's true, then Melissa, who is a second-rate singer at best, should be brought to justice.
And you can see in the car behind them as their coterie members are kind of piling out, one of them has on their shoulder a princess that's been like staked in the sort of chest. They're still alive, quote unquote. They just need the stake removed and all that kind of stuff. But apparently they got staked in the process of fighting those hunters and all that. So we're gonna end our session here for this evening as like
Great.
you
awesome.
have been captured and you're gonna be brought back to the Camarilla and face the court of sort of Phoenix, the Primogen, which are the leaders of each clan, the prince, the sheriff, and all that kind of stuff, to be able to answer sort of for your crimes, and then ultimately see if you can find a way to catch Melissa before she leaves this sort of situation and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully get the justice that you're so seeking. And yeah, are you guys having fun? Are you like?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
This is
Yeah.
great.
Amazing. I'm so excited. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room and have everyone tell us who you are, where you can be found, and what you're up to next. And we're going to start in opposite order, starting with Jen.
I'm Jen. I'm the _ Zelda and all the places of the internet. Streams resumed this week. We're playing Persona 5. I have opinions about it. The other exciting thing is on Saturday, because we're not playing this next Saturday. We're skipping a week. But next Saturday, on the 27th, I am doing a dice update, a dice shop update. So I got 20 new dice sets and single D20s and all that stuff that is all going to be there. So if you're a dice goblin, all the previews are live right now, and you should go check that out. So, yay!
Amazing. And then Ryan Omega.
Hi, I'm Ryan Omega, he, him. You can find me on on X under Ryan OMGA, and everywhere else under Ryan Omega. Right now, one of the things I can talk about at Hunters Entertainment is that we are getting um, uh, the release of the geologist primer out soon. It's just undergoing edits. So if you've backed that, that is going to be coming out soon. I'm the project manager on that, so if you need to contact me about like when's that coming out, I'm gonna keep people updated at the Kickstarter under Hunters Entertainment.
Perfect. And then Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. You can find me online, pretty much all the social media sites at Chance47. And coming up in February, I'll be playing some Call of Cthulhu with Lost Caravan and a game of Demigods, which I've never played before. So that'll be kind of exciting. So yeah, be on the lookout.
Amazing. And then Nightshade Grim.
I'm Nightshade Grim. You can find me on Twitch. I will be mostly playing some Valorant or Apex this week. So that's what I have lined up for my streams.
Amazing. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I really appreciate you. Like Janet said, next weekend we're not going to be playing because it's my little baby's birthday, his first birthday. So I'm going to have his little birthday with him. And yeah, but the following weekend we're going to go ahead and play and have the epic sort of conclusion to this 3-part sort of series, this Vampire the Masquerade stuff to, you know, will you catch Melissa or won't you? And do you have enough evidence to prove, even though in your mind's eye you know that, but that doesn't really hold up in court, especially vampire court. Potentially. So yeah, I'll see you guys all next week, and hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.